What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so very much for tuning in to Trailblazers Radio. You guys could have been anywhere else, but you guys are right here hanging out with us, and we most definitely appreciate that. So thank you very much for tuning in with us. Thank you for just hanging out with us, and just most definitely thank you for just being here with us tonight. And want you guys to continue to like, share, and follow. May please like, share, and follow. Share this with your circle of influence or anyone that you know that could benefit from this particular podcast or this particular message tonight. I am very excited with. I'm very excited about what I have in store for you guys. I mean, I normally don't do this. I normally don't do stuff like this a lot. And when I do, I try to make sure that it's pertinent and it's to the point, and also make sure that it is something that will most definitely bless your life and bless your spirit, bless your life and bless your spirit. So for those who don't know who I am, my name is Frederick Beatty. I am the owner creator of Trailblazer Radio, and I am one of the hosts of the Author's Alley. And I'm a seven-time author with 4 books that I've co-written as a co-author, and 3 books that I've written on my own. So that's who I am. And again, I'm excited about this show tonight. I think it's a very pertinent subject that I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to try to present to you guys the best way that I know how to present it to you. So with that being said, let me just throw out this particular disclaimer first before we even get started. So first and foremost, what I'm going to say, no one has to agree with. No one has to get in lockstep or get in line with. If you disagree, I'm cool with that. If you agree, I'm cool with that. Either way, just know that I'm cool with it. Okay. However, I do love dialogue. So I do love dialogue. So please, if you have something, if you want to add something to the conversation, by all means, leave a comment in the chat, leave a comment in the chat, and I will most definitely address the comment, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it a little bit, or we'll unpack it. All right. So now that disclaimer's out the way, let's get right into it. So y'all see the title there. Y'all see the title. Let's travel down not the attitude, good grief. Let's travel down the avenue of influence, shall we? So, excuse me. I want to attack this from 5 different tenets, and I'll mention each tenet, and I'll break each one down, and why it's relevant, and everything like that. But before I jump into this, I do want to say, before I jump into this, well, let's just jump into it. So, all of us as human beings, men and women. Hi, Simone. How are you? So, all of us as adults and also as children have been influenced by something, whether that's an individual, whether that's a thought process, or whether it's an individual, whether it's a thought process, whether it is a TV show or a music video that we watched, or a music that we listened to, or something that we've read. We've all been influenced by something. Hey, Coco.
Hey.
Hey, I can hear you now, baby.
Okay.
So, as I was saying, so we've all been influenced by something. So, when I say the avenue of influence, I mean there are several tenets to this. And like I said, we've all been influenced by something in our lifetime, whether it's music, something we've read, something we've watched on TV, through the many news outlets, whether it's something that we watched on TV through other media outlets, or whether it's something someone said to us. we as human beings have been influenced by a myriad of things, a myriad of things. So, with that being said, let's start with the first tenet that I'm going to talk about tonight, and that is what I call the bubble. Before anyone asks me that, I'll say, well, let me just tell you what the bubble is, or what I think that it is. So the bubble is the reason why some of us were protected or shielded from certain influences was and that reason is a direct result of our parents, grandparents, and other kinfolks and around in a protective bubble. That bubble protected us from that bubble protected us from a myriad of things. That bubble protected us from undue influences. That bubble protected us from um, people saying bad things about us. That bubble protected us from lies and hearsay. That bubble protected us from that bubble even protected us from some of our own family members. And that protective bubble started at birth. The moment that we were born, the moment that we were born, our parents started building this protective bubble around us. That but again that bubble increased in size as we got older. As we got older, as we got older, we were influenced by more things. Um, and also that bubble extends out to not only to our kinfolk, but also extends out to other people that are other not only other family members, but also more prominent members, not prominent members in our community, but also members in our church community. There everybody knows that there was a church mother or a deacon that made sure that you guys kept yourselves out of trouble and out of danger, and they were very hard nosed with you. So everybody can remember that at one point. But think about this: as we got older, that protective bubble that was created for us by our parents, and also our grandparents and everybody else that we loved and cared about us. As we got older, that bubble got smaller. Eventually, that bubble disappeared. So we had to construct our own bubble. As we got older, and we grew less dependent upon we grew less dependent on our parents and our grandparents and other people that we consider friends and family to protect us. We had to construct our own bubble. But how were we going to construct that bubble when we had no idea what to protect ourselves from, or what was influencing us, or what we're being affected by, whether externally or internally? We had no we didn't know what we were constructing this bubble against, or even the reason for constructing the bubble. So as we got older, we we constructed this bubble, but we had no idea what it was going to protect us from, or better yet, what we were hoping it was going to protect us from. So let's unpack that for just a second, for a second or two. Usually when we construct protective structures around ourselves, they're usually constructed for a reason. They're usually constructed for a purpose. It's either to protect us from either an undue influence, or protect us from being harmed in an emotional or physical way, or we construct it to protect ourselves from maybe a family member, or even to protect us from ourselves. But again, as I stated before, as we get older, we construct this protective device or this protective layer around us, and we have no idea what we're protecting, or what the purpose of it is for, and why we're doing it. So For the most part of our lives, we kind of wander around a lot, wander around, and we have these things that we call experiences, and these experiences kind of form the basis of what we construct this bubble or this protective structure from and for. So the one thing I want to point out here is that our experiences are the basis of what we build our protective structures around. These can be negative experiences, these can be positive experiences, these can be indifferent experiences, these can be traumatic experiences. So as we grow and we get older and we've learned a little bit more, we've experienced a little bit more, we understand what we're building and why we're building it. Now, this is in our early 20s. We're still living life and we're still trying to understand who we are, what we are, and the place that we feel in this world. And leaving our parents is a very vulnerable moment for us as far as influences are concerned. Hey, Quint. So because we're because we don't have anything to protect us, we're beset by all kind of things, all kind of influences, external, internal, all kind of things. And I'm gonna talk about internal, external influences in a bit. But we're talking about the bubble. And the bubble is what we grew up being in as as a baby, as toddlers, as young kids, as adolescents, as teenagers. But like I said before, as we get older, as we leave that protective layer or that protective construct, we're exposed to everything that's in the world, and we don't know what to build our protective structure from. But we don't know the reason or purpose of our own personal protective structure. So, you want to jump in on this, Coco? You want to jump in on this, or you want me to continue? Come on, come on.
Okay.
I mean,
Um,
you can wait. You can wait until I get a little further into it.
well, are we going in order? The way you sent it to me, are we going in order?
Yes,
Okay.
you want to wait?
Yeah, I'll wait.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. So, and then you let me know when you want to chime in, and we
I
and then we'll run it.
got okay.
So, excuse me. So there's the bubble. That's I mean, and it's not really much to talk about it as it comes to that, because that's the basis of where we are. How we begin. As I stated before, the bubble is that thing that was created by our kin folks and our parents and our grandparents and people who loved us and cared about us. It was created for us, and our parents, our grandparents, our people who loved and cared about us, our kinfolk, people in our places of business, people in our neighborhoods, in our places of worship. Those were the people that knew what what the purpose of what the purpose of that bubble was, and why it was important, and why it was important to keep it around us. Every once in a while, every once in a while, some crazy or undue influence would get in, but however, it wouldn't stay in for very long. But what happens when we get older, and we finally get to a place to where we construct our bubble, and we're beset by something that's internal. What I'm talking about is internal influences. These can vary from a lot of things. How we see ourselves, our personal perspectives, our belief systems, our moral or amoral barometers directly affect us, and it also directly affects who or what we allow in our bubble. Let me explain this a little further. Internal influences are the things that go on here in your mind. They're the thing. It's the things that we think of ourselves, how we see ourselves, what we think of ourselves. What our personal perspectives are when it comes to certain things. How we how we look at it, how we look at ourselves when we how we look at ourselves when we compare ourselves to other people. Where our morality compass lies when it comes to certain things. You know, these things directly affect who or what we allow inside this bubble. So we can allow people that come into this bubble who will feed into the things that I just mentioned, who will feed into saying that, oh, you're a good person, you're a wonderful guy, or a wonderful girl. You can say people can say these things, can come into our bubble and say these things. Now, mind you, people can enter this bubble under the guise of benevolence and can have completely malicious intent. Let me repeat that. People can come into your bubble. People can come into your bubble internally because they're not speaking to the external person. They're speaking to the internal person. They can come into your bubble with malicious intent under the guise of benevolence. These people will literally wreck you emotionally, psychologically, mentally. And when they finish wrecking you, you're literally left a shell of who you are. And it's very hard to put up that protective bubble again when you've already been violent, when you allow someone in that bubble and they violate you in that way. So we have to be very careful about the things that we think of ourselves, how we view ourselves, how we what we who and what we believe are moral or amoral barometers, um, our personal perspectives, because our perspectives, our personal perspectives, our belief systems, and all these things are are impacted by influence. And the best way that I could say to limit that type of thing is to be very mindful of who you allowing that bubble. That's true, Clint. We do have to take responsibility for what people do to us or what we allow. However, and I'm going to say however, what if what if that person's talking so sweet and so good that all the things I just mentioned just kind of go out the window. Yeah, you still have to take personal responsibility, because you allowed it, because you allowed that influence into you, or to be set upon you. But there's also an onus on the other person, on the person that is making the undue influence, even though they're doing it under complete malicious intent. That person has an onus of responsibility as well, because they know exactly what the hell they're doing from the get go. But as you stated before, I will agree with you, Crit. The responsibility falls on us to who and what we allow. It could be. It could be, Quint, and I agree with you. Sometimes it's better to not say anything at all. You know what? You know what? You hit a nail on the head, Quint, and we most definitely are going to get to that. We're most definitely going to get to that. That is
Hey,
also,
coach.
hey coach, we that's one of the things that I mentioned that I put as one of the tenets. So you're right on track. It does because we did allow it. We did allow it. So I mean, then and the onus does fall on us because we did allow it. So we have to make adjustments into who or what we allow in that circle. And one of the tenets that I'm going to mention is part of that adjustment. So stay with me. The third tenet I want to mention is external influences. I think a lot of us know what these are, but if you don't, I'll mention them. How others see us, how we see the world, our relationships, how we see others, our experiences, and the things that we are taught, which is school or religion, life lessons, and actually take it and what we actually take in directly affect who and what we allow in that bubble as well. So external stuff, music, media, some media, and I mean what I mean by media, I mean podcasts such as ours, on podcasts such as ours, news stations like Fox News and CNN, other types of media such as streaming services like the Hallmark Channel and things of that nature, books that we read, websites that we visit. All these things are external influences because we can be easily influenced by a word on a screen, a word in a book, lyrics in a song, um, what someone in the news media may say, because the news media is meant to, well, I won't say it's meant to, but they do say things to kind of sway people to either think or act in a way that is congruent with what they're saying. So all these things have our external influences. They play a large part in how and what who and what we are, and we also what we allow what the we all these things are things that we allow in our bubble as well, and these things influence affect us. You know, and I can and let's and I'll you out and I have a there's a stark example. There's a and I'll start this is there's a very stark example, and this is probably one of the ones that I think will probably bring it home for a lot of people, or at least it brought it home for me because it was something I was influenced by. Um, the murder of George Floyd. Believe it or not, believe it or not, how to believe it or not. Well, I'll put it like this: all the police killings that have been done by police officers to unarmed to black and brown people. Believe it or not, we've all been influenced by that, whether it's directly or indirectly. That influence could be a change in mindset. How you view the police, how you view the police now. That influence can be an internal mindset. Yeah, Quint, for real. And we can't. Gotta has to have a seed to it. If there's no beginning, then how can you ever how can you ever take that in? Or why would you take that in? But as I was saying, everybody across the world and across this nation, across the world were influenced by what they saw, the horrific things they saw on TV when it came to the indiscriminate police killings of black and brown people. And I'm not saying this to try to ruffle any feathers or anything like that. I'm saying it because it's an example. It's an example of influence. We everybody that saw that was influenced to move to make an action of some sort. Whether it was peaceful protesting or whether it was rioting on the streets or whether it was just sitting there in silence and just shaking your head and saying, "My God, what are we doing? What are we doing? And what have we come to?" That is an influence. That's an external influence. It's something that that thoroughly shapes our perspectives. It shapes it shapes how we view things, and sometimes it changes how we view things. Changes our mindsets, changes where we feel in our hearts toward a certain subject, or toward a certain person, or a certain thing, or a certain belief. These things are, and I'm not going to say that they're catastrophic, because they're not, but also there are some external influences that can lead to catastrophic and or fatal consequences. But I'm not going to jump in. I'm not going to get into that right. You're not going to get into that tonight. But to kind of sum it up, really, honestly, we've all, I mean, external influences change, really, they radically change what we think about, how we think of things, and how we look at the how we look at the world. Because some of us some of us, like me, had a pretty good worldview. Then something happens, and then it keeps on happening, and then now you see it, and now it's a part of an everyday thing. That it doesn't quickly change your mind, but it does kind of make you see things in a perspective that you probably wouldn't have saw it before, or you may never would have thought about seeing it before. Just think about it. You know, think about a lot. Think about now, and I'm not going to use those events because that's just an example. Think about what happened on January 6th of this year. Think about what happened when think about what happened when Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were elected. Those were experiences that had influence as well. One thing showed a lot. One thing showed influenced a lot of people by saying, "Wow, this is what we do." And another experience influence people to hope and believe. If you look at it that way. So just how and I guess how we eliminate external influences, just to be very careful of what we take in and how we take it in, because external influences can come from many places. It comes from you seeing things, it comes from you hearing things, it comes from you speaking things, it comes from you listening to speaking to things. You know, we're influenced by all influence affects all five of our senses: sight, smell, touch, taste, hearing, everything. It's something that affects all five senses. What we touch, what we taste has an influence. What we hear, what we speak, what we see has an influence. And again, it's based upon those excuse me, those things that we see, those things that we hear, those things that we taste, those things that we smell, those things that we touch. How we see us, how others see us, the relationships that we carry, um, the experiences, and like I said, the lessons that we were taught. You know, things that we were taught in church and things that we were taught in school have been also influenced us as well. And sometimes those teachings are good, some of them are bad. But again, I'm not gonna not gonna knock anybody at this point, because I don't want because that's not the reason why I'm here to talk right now. But the lessons that we were taught in school, and also the things that some of the things that we're taught in church, have influence. How we were taught in school and how we were taught in church has influence, because how we were taught in school and church directly affects how we view things. this how we view life and how we view people and how we view the things that happen, excuse me, that happen directly to us and happen indirectly to us, how we view our neighbors, how we view um, other people in our communities. So, I mean, what things that we're taught really, really does have influence. And, you know, it's how can I say this? How can I say this without being I don't want to offend, but yeah, I'm gonna not say that because if I have to say it the politically correct way, then I don't want to say it. So I'll leave it at that for right now. The fourth thing, and this is something that Quint had popped in on, and she hit the nail on the head with it. Using discernment. That's a big word for a lot of people. Okay, so let me just break this down for y'all. Let me just make this clear and kind of separate a lot of things. Discernment is not just a tool or term that church folk talk about or suggest that we use. It is an actual practical practice that all of us should use or employ when we're choosing what we want to be influenced by. It it paves the way for controlling internal and external influences. I'm gonna repeat that, y'all, because I want to make sure that the people in the back heard what I just said. Discernment is not just a tool or term that church folk use. It is a very practical term. It is a very useful and practical term or practice. Fred. So what is discernment? Since you're saying it's not a church or not just a church thing. Discernment is just seeing things and people for what they are and making a decision of whether you want to be involved with that or not. It's seeing past the veneer of the physical and looking a little bit deeper looking a little bit deeper. You can tell if someone has bad intentions for you just by the way they communicate with you, just by the way you feel something in your spirit. You feel something in your gut. Okay, this person got a bad intentions for me, so I'm gonna avoid that person, and I'm trying to avoid that person at all cost. It's nothing complicated to it. It's just instead of seeing what your physical it's more than just seeing with your physical eyes. It's also using your spiritual eyes and trusting your intuition and trusting your spirit when something's wrong. So the best example that I could use is Spider-Man. When he got spiders. Well, I'll take that back. That's more like that's more like premonition than it is in discernment. So I'll throw that out the window. That's more like premonition than it is discernment. But discernment is just using your spiritual eyes in conjunction with your heart, in conjunction with your spirit, in conjunction to what you feel. And Coco, I see you smiling, so I know, yeah, I know you got something. I know you want to holler or you want to jump in on this. So come on.
No, I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you get the last one out, and then I'm gonna come in. Go ahead.
Okay. So and yes, Miss Lane. We in time and when it comes to that, we do have to reprogram ourselves to see things and people as they truly are. And again, it's more than just using these guys right here. We also have to be able to look deeper into that. Again, it's also just understanding what you feel in your spirit, what you feel in your gut, what your mind. If you're watching something on TV and automatically your spirit says no, you shouldn't be doing that because you could be influenced by that. You might want to change the channel or turn it off. Or if you're introducing yourself to somebody and you get this funny feeling in the pit of your stomach, and then your spirit tells you might want to keep your distance from that person because that person could hurt you. You might want to listen to what's being told, what your intuition is telling you. And it's not that they're a bad person or anything like, not that they may be they're a bad person, but they could potentially be someone that could bring about undue influence to you. So, like I said before, discernment is more than just a Christian term that's used by Christian people. No, we as human beings should use discernment all the time when it comes to people, when it comes to places, when it comes to things, especially when it comes to people. Like I stated before, like I stated earlier, people can come, people can come with benevolence, but at the same time, they have malicious intentions. Best example I can think of: someone sticking out their hand to shake your hand, but they hold a knife in the other hand behind their back. So look what your spirit look not only with your physical eyes, but also look with your spiritual eyes, and also understand that feeling in the pit of your stomach, or that little twinge in your mind, or that is telling you something. You might want to listen. You might want to listen to it because it can save you from a whole lot of trouble. Whole lot of trouble. Last but not least, last but certainly not least, is the correct choices. Yeah, I know this sounds easy, and I know it sounds like it's simple, but it's more than just saying yes or no. It's more than just saying no. I'm not gonna watch Fox News because it's divisive, or no, I'm not gonna listen to this person because they don't speak to what I believe in, or they don't speak to my heart, or no, I'm not gonna read this book because, well, it's just not my cup of tea. It's more than just saying yes or no to something. It's more than just turning down something. Correct choices involve fully looking at who and what influences us and blocking out noise and distraction so that we as human beings can move fluidly. What do I mean by that? We have to look at everything that we're influenced by. And we have to either put it on the shelf as it is not a good influence, or retain it because it is a good influence. And yes, there's a such a thing as good and bad influences. Good influences are people and things that are positive, people that speak life into you, that are always encouraging you, and they're not coming at you with some crazy malicious agenda. They're truly coming from a place of benevolence. Those are good influences. Bad influences are what I mentioned earlier. What I mentioned earlier. People and things with malicious intent, that with the malicious ideations with the intent on destroying you. So yeah, it does go down to making just the correct choices, and understanding the responsibility and the accountability that goes with those choices. At the end of the day, we either reap rewards, or we reap consequences from the choices that we make, from influence. Again, The reward is either a good thing or it's either a bad thing. There's going to be a reward from the choice that you made. Is the choice that you made is going to depend on whether it's a good reward or a bad reward. So we have to make the correct choices. You have to say, when you see something that you know is a bad influence, and you feel it, and you feel it in your heart, and you feel it in your heart, you feel it in your spirit, and you've already used discernment, and you know that that's going to be a bad influence. You need to be strong enough to say no. You need to be strong enough to turn away and say no. And and trust me and believe, I know that that's difficult, because it's hard. It's hard for some of us to say no. It's hard for some of us to say no. I can say that personally. It's hard. It's really hard for me to say no, because my thing is, I want to try to help everybody. I want to try to support everybody. I want to try to be that benevolent person for everybody, because that's just the nature of who I am. Guess who had to start using discernment? Me. Guess who had guess who had to learn how to start reprogramming myself, Miss Lane? Me. I had to learn that I had that it was okay. And look, let me just put this out here to y'all right now. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. It is totally okay to say no. Because again, when you understand, when you look at that thing for what it is by using discernment and understanding and determining whether it's an internal or external influence, and then using discernment to be like, to see what that is, see what it truly is by using spiritual eyes and your spiritual, and also trusting your intuition. And then and it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. It literally is okay to say no. And when it comes to blocking out noise and distractions, I think a lot of us tend to not understand what noise is. Noise is more than just what noise is just more noise is to and how I define noise is more than just the music that you listen to, or the music you listen to. Noise is also the things that people tell you and the things that you tell yourself. Noise is those positive things and those negative things that you tell yourself. Noise is those positive things and those negative things that people tell you. So how do you effectively block out noise? You said you basically you just kind of sift all that stuff out like a sieve. It's not selective hearing or anything like that. It's just understanding, taking things, to listening for things and understanding them for what they are, but also understanding the positive and the negative. Take in the positive, remove the negative. Or if you feel the negative could be something that you can learn from, then by all means do that. Just do that with caution. Blocking out distractions. Take away the things that distract you. Take away the things that pull you away from whatever your assignment is. Whether it's pull you pull to block out the things that pull you away from your purpose. Block away things that will distractions that will unduly influence you. That's what I mean by blocking out noise and distractions. It's taking away the things that can affect you in a way. And things can affect you in a positive and a negative way. You take in the positive stuff, you weed out the negative stuff. And again, like Quinn just said, seeing the positive in the negative and learning from it. That's also helps. That also helps. But you have to be able to see that, see the positive in the negative before you're able to learn from it. A lot of us don't do that. A lot of us don't see positive and negative situations. All we see is a negative. And unfortunately, that's how we are. That's how we are. The other part of the correct choices is it also involves the inclusion of the right people and a solid base in Christ. What do I mean? What do I mean by that? Inclusion of the right people. The simplest way that I can put that. Uh, Simplest way I can put that. Okay, so that's that's one thing. That's one thing, Miss Lane. The other thing is like this. The simplest way I can put that is this. So, and I'm going to use an example that I saw. So, I watched an episode of a podcast called The Pivot, and they had a gentleman by on a name, but had a gentleman by the name Michael Beasley there, and he was talking about a lot of things that he was influenced by, a lot of things that went on in his life. And Ryan Clark said something that was Ryan Clark said something that was very profound to me. Sometimes you just got to be around people, and you're gonna have to express my excuse my French here what I'm about to say. And yes, Quint, that is one of those things. Sometimes you have to be around people that don't want shit from you, and the only thing they want to do is see you win. That's the easiest and best way I can put it. Being around people that don't want nothing from you, and the only thing they want to do is see you win, and they want to see you, they want to support you, and they want to uplift you. They want to pray for you. They got your back. They got your back, whether right or wrong. People that's going to correct you when you're wrong. People that's going to uplift you when you're victorious. People that's going to pick you up when you're defeated. People that's going to stand by you just because they want to stand by you, and not because of what you can give them monetarily or emotionally or mentally or physically. That's what I mean. That's what I mean by choosing the correct people. And choosing the correct people. And how do you choose the correct people? Discernment. You got to be able to discern who those people are. You got to be able to see those. So you got to be able to see those people because those people don't want nothing from you. Those people don't want to bring any harm to you. Those people don't wish harm on you. Those people want to build you up. Those people want to cheer you on for your victories. Those people want to pick you up in your defeats. Those people are going to say, those people are going to pull you to the rug when you're wrong, and they're going to come at you. They're going to correct you, but they're going to correct you in a way that is not offensive, that is not adversarial, and that it doesn't hurt for very long. Of course, being corrected hurts, but with the correct people in your corner, it'll hurt, yeah, but it ain't gonna hurt for long because they know the content of your character. They know the person that you are. They know that they know that they know that you can win, and they want to help you win. And they're gonna be with you through all your slips and your foul ups and your bleeps and your blunders and your bloopers and all those things. And yes, Quint, and I was just about to get to that. And yeah, and still have your back. Hey, coach.
Hey,
They
hey.
they allow you to do all this and let you still be who you are. They allow you to live out your experiences and your processes, and they allow you to be who you are. Period. And they're not looking for anything from you. They just want to lift you up, and they want to see you win. And I use that example because for me, just for me to hear that was a personal thing for me, very profound for me, because for a while I kind of been walking in that, but now, not as I'm moving, as I'm matriculating along in life, now I find myself aligned with the proper people. These
Mhm.
these people don't want nothing from me. They don't need nothing from me. The only thing they want to do is see. The only thing they want to do is see me win. The only thing they want me to do is take. The only thing they want me to do is take that victory lap.
Yes.
They'll pull me to the rug. They'll pull me to the rug when I'm wrong, and make sure I hear it. But they're gonna correct me. They'll pull me to the rug in loving kindness and not confrontation in an adversarial manner. And the one thing I will say that I'm very very protective of those people, because those people are the ones that are a part of my inner circle, and those people that I trust immensely with a lot of things. And when people don't want nothing from you, and the only thing they want to see you do is win. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. You know, having a solid base in Christ also helps.
Mhm.
Having a solid base in Christ allows us to have that other part of that backup, because when we have that solid base in Christ, we that Christ backs us up, not only in deed but also in word. If we come to Christ and say, "Hey, look, I need you to do this for me," or I need your discernment in helping me with this. He's gonna back you up, and he's gonna make sure that you did nothing, no hurt, harm, or danger is gonna befall you, and he's gonna make sure that those people you have the right people in place to make sure that that happens. You know, having a solid base in Christ not only helps us in so many, it helps us in so many ways, but it helps us especially in this particular tenet that I'm mentioning, because by using our discernment, we are able to see the God or the Christ in people, and we're able to see those people for who they are, and those are the people that we want to gather to us, or pull ourselves closer to.
Mhm.
That's why using discernment is so important, because you're going to be able to see a person's intentions, intentions for you prior to you even meeting them or even saying a word to them. But the other part I want to mention about that is also narrowing our protective bubble. Some of us have a bubble that's bigger than Texas, and that's not good. When I say that, that means that person, we can be influenced by any and everything, and or things that, or we've already been influenced by something and we just don't know it yet. You have to narrow your protective bubble, because there's a lot of things that could go wrong if you don't. Some people expand their bubble just because they don't want to be hurt. They don't want to be hurt, or they want to make sure that they're thoroughly protected. Not a problem in that. I don't see an issue. I don't see an issue or problem in that. However, your your protection is overextended. Why extend your protection that far? The protection should only apply to you, or should apply to only your personal space.
Mhm.
However, because we're human, we want to project that everywhere. Nah, reduce the radius of your protective bubble. Only put it to your only reduce it to your person, to your protect to your personal space. Usually your personal space is probably the length of your arms, which is probably somewhere between maybe 3 to 4 feet. You don't need to have that out that far. What are you taking in? What are you allowing in? Or better yet, what have you already allowed into your into inside that protective structure?
Yeah.
You've already allowed undue influences in that protective structure already. If it's bigger than Texas, it's things that's already there. You're already affected. You're already influenced. Your thought processes and your perspective is already changed. Why do that? Reduce it. And and I'll say this, I say this from my own personal experience. My parents and my grandparents' protective bubble with us when it came to us as to us. I'm the middle child of three boys. My my mother's protective bubble of us expanded to expanded to where she could see us. And sometimes she had other people in the neighborhood that were an extension of her bubble. My grandparents, their bubble expand was a radius of where they could see us. But there were people in the neighborhood that were an extension of that.
Hmm.
Sometimes you have to have people that are an extension of your own protective bubble, because some people can see things coming before they happen. Some people can feel things coming before they happen. That's why it's important to have the right people around you, because they can see BS when they can see BS a mile away and shield you from it, and you don't even have to do anything. So it's nice to have people that's in that circle that can extend your bubble without making it larger, not without making your own personal bubble larger. They can extend their protection to make sure that you're not harmed. But it goes to choosing the right. It goes back to choosing the right people. It goes back to using discernment. It goes back to understanding how we're affected by external influences. It goes back to understanding how we're affected by internal influences. It goes back to understanding what the purpose of that protective structure called a bubble is, and what his real purpose is. What his real purpose is. What I've learned in 50 years of living is that that bubble is there to kind of help separate certain things and certain people. It has the power of a sieve. That means, everybody knows what a sieve does. It takes away impurities. It takes away bad things such as influences and stuff like that. Now there are times where some of those things are able to get in, but they don't affect us as much. But if we're already influenced externally and internally, then the bubble loses its protection, and we lose our protection, but we also lose the power of this. We also lose discernment. We also lose the power of making right choices, the power of being with right people, the power of being aligned with right people, the power of having Christ as a base and having Christ as a base and a backup, and understanding that we block out noise. We have the power to block out noise and distractions. But I think as we travel down that avenue of influence, we should be better at understanding what it is, understanding how we can remove it or make it better for us. So at this particular moment, I'm actually done with I'm actually done with what I've done. So I'm gonna open it up for everybody to have a discussion. So if y'all want to unpack, let's unpack.
All right. I was waiting. So, um,
Hey Sheena.
hey, Shayna, good to see you, boo. Thank you for coming on and supporting us in the comment section, ma'am. And congratulations to you.
Yes, yes, yes. Congratulations. Congratulations.
A lot of congratulations to you, ma'am. Too many to mention
I know. Hey,
right now, but congratulations to you.
hey Bobby, I didn't see you.
Hi, how's everybody?
Good. You?
Good,
Hey, Auntie.
Yep,
good
I'm
evening,
good.
good evening, good evening.
How
Hey,
y'all doing?
We are
Good.
good.
Y'all
I'm
know
glad.
I'm all right. I got my green contacts in and eyelashes. I don't even know what to do with myself right now.
Oh my God.
All right. So we're gonna start with number one,
Yes.
Hmm.
the bubble. Okay. I did a show called What About Your Friends? Bobby did a show called What About Your Friends? Okay, so with that should tell you something, right? And I didn't even know that her title was the same title because I
Hmm.
wouldn't have came behind her and done the same thing, right? But that tells you that like-minded folk think alike. So
Exactly.
at the end of the day, I have always said that first, for one, you don't need a bunch of friends that are going to be your amen corner.
Oh hell no. No.
If everybody who you consider to be your friend agrees with everything you do and say, you got the wrong bunch of friends.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
first of all, let me help you out. They are not your friends.
Man. Whew.
Okay. And in this life, we have an issue with knowing how to decipher who friends are, who frenemies are, who acquaintances are, and etc. We give people in our lives the wrong titles.
Say that one again.
And
hey,
then we get mad. Then we get mad and we get all of this use this wonderful word called disappointment when they don't meet certain standards or expectations that we feel like we have for them in our lives. First of all, you gave them the wrong expectation because you gave them the wrong title. You expect your friends to do friend things. You don't expect your frenemies to do friend things. You expect your frenemies to be two-faced and trifling. That's what you can expect because they're your frenemies for a reason.
All day.
You expect your associates to be just that, associates. These are people who know of you, that think they know you, but know of you. And at the end of the day, is just how we sit back and we give the wrong people too much space
Yeah.
when it comes down to the bubble. You give the wrong people too much access, and then when it's time to cut them loose, you don't know how to cut them loose.
Hmm.
That's just why everybody can't have keys to your house. If everybody you knew had a key to your house, what do you think would happen?
Psst. Everybody be in your house.
You would come home and find stuff missing. I mean, a whole lot of stuff would be going on
Mm.
because somebody would come in, somebody out of that list of folks that you have chosen would come in and try to make your home their home.
Yeah. So it's not about what you find missing. It's about what people what the new furniture.
Right,
Because you didn't put that picture in there.
right.
You didn't put your sofa, you didn't turn your sofa that way. So sometimes it's not about what people take from you, it's what people add to your recipe that gonna mess you up. Because I promise you, I don't want no raisins in my potato. I'm sorry, I interrupted. Keep going. Sorry.
and what?
I'm just saying. I'm
Absolutely
just
not.
saying. Because we always focus on what people take. But what we forget to focus on is sometimes you use a sieve and it ain't got but one hole in it. So
Right.
everything is staying and only stuff is dripping out. You need to think about what people adding on to what you got going on. Because adding on to whatever you're doing. Because some things that people add on Don't have nothing to do with what you got going on. But it's the most disruptive crap
Yeah.
that could ever come into your life. And that was my issue up until a few days ago when I decided I'm going to be me. I'm going to be me. I ain't going to let nobody tell me what to say, how to say it, when to say it, where to go. Because if
That's
you don't
right.
like it, then don't listen. Listen, swiping right ain't never hurt nobody unless you got a cracked up phone case. I quit. I don't even know. Yeah.
But you said the truth. Again, it's not about what they take out. It's about the residue they leave behind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the
Yeah.
residue that's left behind. And at the end of the day, you can kick people out, but if you don't remove certain items,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
still it's still the spirit of the thing left behind.
Right. Right.
Right. So that's the biggest issue when it comes down. Same thing when it comes down to the access to you. Just
Yeah.
like we all have a certain amount of access to each other on this screen, but I don't have full access to nobody,
Hmm.
right? But the day that you give somebody full access to you, they misuse it most of the time. They
Yes.
don't they forget the level of respect to have for the access that you gave.
And they use it at your weakest moment when
That
they know
part.
you can't defend yourself because you're going through whatever you're going through. And that's what and like I said, I can't talk about nobody else, but I talk about me. I talk about me because I don't know how anybody else is dealing with whatever. So I always focus on myself. And what I'm saying is, I agree with you wholeheartedly, Coco. People and then they get mad when you don't like what they added because you don't like that color or you don't like that taste or you don't whatever, and now it's your fault.
Mm-hmm.
But what I found out in this 55 in this almost I'll be 50 54 next month, and this is what I found out. People like to throw your truth at you, but when you flip it around and give them their truth, now you mad.
That's right.
But but listen, mind yourself, because your truth, the way I give it, the way you gave it to me, you're not gonna like that. Because the
Right.
same things you know about me, I know things about you. And it's not being vindictive or mean. If you came at me saying that you was coming to help me by giving me my truth, then I'm gonna do the same thing for you.
Right.
You just may not like my delivery. And we especially and I love you, Fred, you know I do, but especially women, we have a very, very bad habit of of leaving a lot of residue behind, because we want conclusion and we want closure when it come down to a nigga. But when you come down to another woman, you're not asking for no closure. You'll drop that woman off and leave her. You know why? Because we have a competition mentality. And in that competition mentality, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do to you, and then I can walk away. Oh, because I'm the kind of girl, I'm gonna walk away. I can say what I want, and I can walk. I don't need no friend. Yes, you do. And now you wonder why you got high blood pressure, why you have headaches. Your body. Me and Fifi talked about this before. Your body is gonna tell on you when you do things and you do dirty. And it can't get off your mind. You may not think you're thinking about it, but I bet you your heart is when you start having heart palpitation. I bet you your mind is when you can't sleep. I bet you your gut is when you feel like you have an ulcer. You have
Man,
to be accountable. Like I told a friend of mine, that you have to be accountable for the things that come out of your mouth. And sometimes you got to be accountable for the things that you allow people to leave residually in your life.
Oh
And I
yeah.
use the college word because I meant what I said. I said residually.
Come on,
Yes.
sir. Come on, vocabulary.
Yes. Because
Listen,
that's what happened.
Fifi, don't play with me when I got my lashes and my green contacts in. This is not what you want. This is not what you want.
Fred, that's all I got to say. My
But
papa
This-
I'm saying that's the whole point.
yeah,
I
yeah,
love
The,
time. You always responsible for
yes.
what you allow in your
that's
space.
Hmm.
it.
You know, Bishop Robert Joyce, we call him Rejoice, says to eat the meat and spit out the bones.
Girl,
You
say
take
so.
what's beneficial to you and what's not, you cast it away.
Say
You don't
so.
hold on to that stuff, because when you do, it festers.
Right.
Lord Man.
That's the whole point. This is the thing, and we stepping out of order, but that's fine. At the end of the day, when it comes down to what Coach and Bobby just said, first of all, you got to take responsibility for the decisions that you have made.
Yep.
Stop playing the blame game, and own up to your crap.
Yep.
This is the problem. We don't like to own up to our crap because we want to say, oh, it was childhood this. Oh, it was the divorce this. Oh, it was this, this, and this. And oh, we want to blame everything
Everybody.
else. But we don't want to say, you know what? I did not have to respond to you that way. I did
Yep.
not have to give you my energy. I didn't have to do this because if I would not have responded, this wouldn't have went any further. But in my response, because I responded, it has now went
Yeah.
other places that it didn't have to go. That's the
Mhm.
reason why you got to be careful how you respond to certain situations. Each of us know certain things about each other on the screen.
Right.
But
Right.
it's not my business to go tell anybody what you have told me in private.
Yes.
I don't care how much of a falling out we have. That was still my business between me and you. Now, if you go do that, that's on you.
Talk about it.
Trust and believe if it get back to me, I will check you though.
Yeah.
But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, I don't have to do that to you because you do that to me.
Right.
You don't have to repay evil for evil and tat for tat because if you're gonna be like that, that makes you just as bad as the next person.
Right.
And that's the reason why you're supposed to be different, as you say that you are. You're supposed to be different from everybody else that you meet. And if that's the case, walk in your differentness and stop trying to compromise yourself and be like the next person.
Yeah.
But you know
Yeah.
what I've learned, Coco? This is what I've learned. Because I know who I am and whose I am, and I mean this with every fiber of my being, I truly pray for those that do harm to me.
That part.
Because I'm scared for them.
That
Come on.
part.
Because I really do know who I am.
Come on.
And God said, vengeance is mine, I will repay. And he knows your heart like he knows my heart. He knows what's
Right.
going to cut you and going to hurt you really, really bad. So
Right.
when people do bad to me, I truly pray for them.
Right.
I have wailed for people. God, please don't kill them. Please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, Coach.
Because of who I am. And we have to remember that. We don't have to have our own back because he got it.
That's
But
it.
we still have to guard our heart because the word says.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
That's
But this
it.
the thing. This the thing. People always got this little thing they say. They say when somebody show you who they are, believe them. It's all true. That's true. But this is the thing. You can't get mad because they being them. You
No.
feel me? Like you can't get mad. First, listen.
Talk about it.
You
No.
knew that girl was a hoe when you brought her in your house and she was your friend. Now she sleep with your husband and you mad at her. No, chick. You knew she was a hoe. You knew she was a hoe. And so
First
now
of
you
all-
mad because she
First of all,
walking.
you knew your husband
Yeah,
was
but
going too.
Exactly, but you mad because she walking in her hold'em. That's her hold'em. I can't.
But hold on. You know, first of all, you knew when you bought the trick in your house, your husband was going too.
You
Let's
knew.
get it right.
You knew.
Let's get it right. Because it take two of them to make a meal now. Okay? So
You knew.
Yep.
So you can't get mad.
Yep.
You can't get mad with people when they walk in their own. That's what you call it. What did you call it? When you walk in your differentness, you
yes,
can't get mad when people walk in their differentness and you know they trifling
that's it.
because they showed you who they were. You decided that you were going to still be friends with them. You
That's
decided you
it.
were still going to invite them within your 6 feet of space, even though COVID is rapid. You did it, and now you mad because they being them? No,
Right.
you knew that. You can't get mad because I am very good at being who I am. And if you knew, listen, you knew the nigga was a thief. Anybody steal from their own mama, you knew, but you let him come in because you thought you was so special they wouldn't do it to you. I thought I was so special in my brother's life. He never put me out. Guess who got put out?
It's so much that you can pack up into that. It's not even just that. It's not even just that. When you know that you know that you know. Look, my grandfather used to talk to me like we was playing games. You understand? He was
Um,
like, "Baby, you better call an ace and a spade, my
say it,
dude."
say it.
At the
Ooh-wee.
end of the day, if that's what it is, that's what it is. But I have always been the person that you see in the street. It was worse. You see what I'm
All
saying?
I know is every time you get box braids, you act up. We not getting that hairstyle no more.
Look, but in the street it was worse. So I'm telling you, my thing was in the street. I had no filter. I try to have a halfway filter now. You
Yeah,
understand?
yeah,
So my thing is, you tell it like it is because at the end of the day, my grandfather used to always say, "Your word is your bond."
yeah, yeah. And sometimes it's all you have
That's
because
it.
you don't have anything else. You don't have nothing else.
That's it.
You don't have nobody who got your back. You don't know have nobody agreeing with you. You don't have none of that. Sometimes, and it ain't sometimes, Coco. Every time something come out your mouth, if you're going to be accountable, it should be
That's
my
it.
word is bond.
That's
This is
it.
not my word is so strong. It's gonna be like that girl hair who put the gorilla glue in it. It ain't moving
Come
unless
on
you
now.
go remove it surgically.
Come on.
Every
LAG,
time
go
something
ahead
come
and
out your mouth,
so, ma'am.
right? But every time something come out your mouth, it nobody should be able to come back and refute that
What you
and say,
said.
"Wait a minute, that's not true." You should be so accountable for what's coming out your mouth that it should. Listen, people lie. You feel me? Like I'll tell y'all, listen, does it make my ass look fat? No, but you in your head you're going, damn, for ass. You see what I'm saying? So not everybody don't tell the truth, but when it come down to something. Do you think I should keep my job or whatever? Or am I stressing? My hair falling out. No, have a move, walk away. And then I'm gonna say this because I live this. Is he beating me up? But I love him so much. Girl, you got to go, or he gonna kill you. You understand? And so
Right.
every time something come out your mouth, if somebody can refute that, or they have the evidence or what did Turi call it, the receipts to call you a liar, then when you get the feedback and somebody say, well, you lying or whatever, you can't get mad at them because you let that lie come out your mouth. That is what accountability is. Accountability is not just there go my phone. It always do that. That's all.
I want
Let
to
me say
go
something real quick while she's dealing with her phone. When
Oh,
she was talking, what I thought about is babies. When people have new babies, this is just people will look at the baby, and I don't care what that baby look like. I worked in newborn nursery. You can't tell me all babies are cute because they not. Oh, that baby's so
they
pretty.
not.
I don't say that. I look at the baby, and if it don't look, it look a little old manish like my son did. I said, oh,
uh,
don't
uh,
mind that.
uh,
Look,
uh,
look.
uh.
I say, oh, look at him. Or what? Look, I looked at my own son. That boy was like a real
Uh.
old man, and I was like, okay. I'm like, oh, he's my son. He cute. Oh, he's handsome now.
Did
At
she
And
least
he
you
just
was,
say?
gave the at
wasn't no,
least you gave the oh look at him. I didn't even
Oh,
get that far. I was like, oh, I love the outfit.
oh,
I like the outfit. The outfit is cute.
you
yeah.
know,
You gotta don't
y'all horrible.
listen.
Y'all are
I'm just gonna be.
horrible.
Either I'm gonna I was taught something too. I'm from the South. I'm from Jackson, Alabama, and I was taught that if you don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. So I just don't say nothing at all. And I
That
was
baby
taught
cute.
before I even speak, why even waste my energy, my time, my life? Because my time is my life, and I don't want to waste it. Why am I gonna waste time going back and forth with you if we don't agree? Let's just agree to disagree. Don't need me giving my side. Let's just agree to disagree and keep it moving.
Right, but if you think about it, a fool can't argue what they say.
Hello.
She said, "Oh, y'all, I cannot."
What you got, LSG? What you got?
Okay, so when I came in, Brother Fred was talking about protective bubble, and I immediately got it. And let me tell you why. Because when I hear protective protection, it goes straight to childhood for me. So when you are creating your own bubble as an adult, but you didn't have that as a kid, it almost leaves you kind of raw out here. Like, where do I choose from? So I feel like because I did not have protection in my home, and let me just be clear, A parent providing a place to live is not providing protection for them.
No, that's not protection.
Exactly.
That's providing
shelter.
shelter, a roof, and a few good walls.
Yeah.
But when the access is given to predators, that's not protection. So
Right.
I found when a child doesn't have that, he or she is going to look for that or look for that missing piece in other people.
True.
So that's why when I was 14, my boyfriend was 51. Okay? Y'all heard that right.
Eh?
Real talk. He told a lie about his age. I told a lie about mine. We had a chat line back in the day. You call the time, it turned into a party line.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of people.
They still got it. It's log linked.
I'm telling you.
Ooh,
They still got it.
hold on.
I'm like, okay, this dude is saying, I like you. I think you are cute. I don't even know how, because we ain't had no cell phones and FaceTime. So I guess my voice was nice. I want to get to know you and do all of these things. I'm gonna take care of you. You will gravitate toward that, and you will have a view of what protection should look like. Until you finally get to a place in Christ, or you get a good godmama, a good godparent, good auntie that's going to explain to you what real protection is. So in the beginning of my life, yeah, people had access that definitely did not deserve it. Experience was a good teacher for me, but it was maturity that picked the right lesson plan every day.
Come on.
That's good.
So I had to say, I don't like how access to me is giving you a chance to manipulate, abuse, misuse, violate. So I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing room and say, I gotta cut your access.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start in a relationship, instead of giving an all access pass, maybe you gotta start with minimum. I gotta see how you treat this, because if I give you the full spectrum, you can go in any room of my house you want in my mind. You can do anything you want, and you misuse it, and you got that all access pass. It's gonna be harder for me to get it back from you. It's
right
for me to give you extra than for me to take back what you have.
Right.
To give you level 1 and see how you handle level 1. Okay, you're doing all right. I'm gonna give you a level 1.6, and then we go, okay, well, right.
Yeah.
Because
make it like an elevator.
I'm telling you, that's how I have had to treat.
Right.
I'm a little tough. When you've been kind of knocked around, you have a mechanism of like, hey, what you talking about, Willis?
Yeah.
That's what I give people, like, hold on. And I'm not saying it's right, but it is what it is, because it is my way of saying, I just got to see and feel you out.
Right.
Because people have agendas that are beyond me, and social media has warped. Everything is about numbers, likes, hearts, shares, and it's a place for that. But when it comes to, there's a manipulative spirit that says those people are your real friends. All 17 million of them. No, they're not.
Half of them don't even know your name.
Don't know. What you're showing them could be a whole facade.
Right.
You get to be whatever you want to be on social media. Tomorrow I could be, $1 million, real estate agent. I could be whatever I show y'all I could be. But the real ones know, like, girl, what's that? Girl, you lying. You lying.
Right.
So I've learned that my protective bubble, it has to be small, because this is not the more the merrier. It don't work like that. The more you got more hands in the pot, the more opinions.
Right.
The more they pulling you. You didn't do what I said you should do. You didn't. Well, thank you for the suggestion, but at the end of the day, it's between me and God.
Right.
Giving me whatever you feel you should have given me. But if I don't do it, what you gonna do? Cancel our friendship contract? I'm good with that.
Right.
I'm really learning how to be good with people's fickleness. And then they want to be your friend because of who your mama is. I'm like,
not even that. They want to be friends. They want to be friends with you because of who you connected to.
That part.
Yeah, because they want your connections.
I Can't stand them.
Yeah, they want your connections. They don't want your friendship. They want your connection.
It's the connection. And what the dumb part is, if you played your cards right and came to me right, you would have that as well.
Right.
Without any, I would be the first one to connect you to. Oh, I got somebody that would definitely
Right.
be able to help you if you did it the right way and had
Right.
the right spirit about it on the onset. But you messed yourself up when you came sideways and you came from the back door and knocked 2 times. The shady, flim flammical way. You just come to the front door
Flim flammical.
and see you and feel you out. And you could have probably got in. You'd have came in like you in the middle of the night like a thief. Smitty there. No, ain't no Smitty here. You thief. You at the wrong house. You came wrong. But I'm not saying I'm the perfect friend either. I'm still in the growing process of learning how to be a good, solid friend, sister to people. It's a learning process because we all have different needs when it comes to our relationships.
Right.
That's
We
good.
all need something different. We may all have different expectations. Lord, help me to be the right member of the village that don't take everything personally, because I
Right.
know I apologize to all of y'all because I know I do. Don't let me be that one member of the village that just don't want to do right. I want to be open. I want to be available. I want to be that person who we may not agree, and we don't have to agree. I almost like you when we don't, because
Right.
I'm learning so much from all of you. Because I have my own way, my own filter in my head, my own experience replaying in my head. I don't know what's playing in your head. I don't
Right.
know your story. So me being open, not taking everything personal, allows me to be open to other perspectives. And when somebody has your interest in mind, when they truly want you to win, they don't care about this. Girl, go speak that off. Get you a little Kool-Aid, one wing, and call me back in 20 minutes.
Right.
We good? We good.
Right.
I mean, ain't nobody about to be beefing over some dumb stuff. I'm too old, and I'm my edge is just coming back. I'm not even no.
Honey, look. Because back in the day, I used to tell people, quick, look, hold on, let me go smoke a L and let me grab a drink. I'll be back to you in a few.
Hey,
Okay, let me go do that. Because that's gonna calm me. And calm me is what we need right now. You know what I'm saying? That will be what it is for real. You know what I'm saying? That's what I used to tell the people. Look, I can't. You need to calm me. And to calm me, when I had an L in my system, I was just mellow and I was all smiles. That's how you needed to keep me mellow and smiling. And that was it. Because before anything else, that was not it. Honey, I would dot your I just as quick as you
see
can say my name. Like for real.
me.
Lord have
And
mercy.
I ain't like I was angry. I ain't like people. I told y'all. I was angry. I was an angry little something. For real. You couldn't look at me. You couldn't say my name wrong. And I'd be like, you got a problem.
Mhm.
Ooh,
For real. I'm telling you, ask somebody that know me.
ooh.
Like for real. And they would tell you that I used to do that. And I mean, when I tell you I had an attitude from a place that you didn't like,
Oh my
baby,
God.
my attitude was real. So I'm telling you,
Ooh.
like at the end of the day, I bless the Lord for his works that he has done. Okay. And I'm telling you, the works is wonderful. So at the end of the day, man, like it's just so much behind that. But the whole thing with the bubble, whoo, that's access that everybody ain't got.
No,
And
and
I don't call everybody friend.
Nope.
Everybody ain't my friend. You're an associate. I know you. I know of you, and that's it.
right.
That's what it is. But to
Every,
say that you're my friend,
It's double standard, though.
yeah, you're not my friend.
yeah.
It's
And
double
I have no problem with giving somebody the gift of bye bye, baby. Not one. If you want to go, baby, they're gonna know the same way you came, but the same way you can leave. And I'm cool with it. I
Right.
have no
Sayonara.
issues. I ain't gonna have no problem.
that's
Not
right.
none.
And don't let
So
but
it's
split
just like
so enough split ya.
look, I ain't got no problem, not none. And then when let's go ahead and go to the internal influences, right? So my morals have always been the same. If I treat you a certain way, I expect the same thing back. So imagine me back in the day. If I gave you what I told you I used to give out, I wasn't expecting nothing else in return because I want nice to people. You know what I'm saying? So how can I expect you to be nice to me when I'm mean? I can't expect that. You know what I'm saying? So when people would come up and try to be nice to me, I'd be like, okay, and what's the catch? That was my thing. What's the catch? You being nice for what purpose? Because I haven't been nice to you at all. So I'm waiting. And I would literally sit there and wait for the catch. And half of the time I will actually be right. So I'd be like, okay, like I thought. I knew there was something behind it. It just had to show itself. But at the end of the day, okay. So then, even when I didn't know who I was then, like I know who I am in God now, I still knew. He still never left me unaware of who was in my presence. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of people feel like that when they get to certain places and they got to be to certain places in the Lord, and that's when the discernment comes. No, baby. Your gifts come without repentance. And discernment is actually one of them. Your discernment increases once you grow in God. But you have always had discernment because he's always told you no, don't go do that. He's always been that little silent voice. Don't do that. Nope. I need you to stay away from them. Don't go in that building. Nope. Don't you pick that up. Nope. And you wouldn't be as soon as you get ready to go do something, you would literally draw your hand back and ask yourself why you just stopped. That was the Lord. That was the discernment right there. That was your key. But because you didn't know and you didn't have relationship, you couldn't say that that's what it was. So at the end of the day, a lot of people, the way they put this relationship and put the Lord and the Bible in the box in a bubble, when there's no bubble and box to put it in, because it's such a broad range of who he does, because his word says miracle signs and wonders. If it's miracle signs and wonders is a whole lot of things. So how can you box it in and be like, oh well, I don't see him. Oh well, I don't hear him. If you don't see him and you don't hear him, that's because you don't want to. Because he always talking. It's just the fact that you're not catching it.
Mm-hmm.
There's something in you that's blocking him out. And you can't put that blame on nobody else either. So my morals have always been the same. I'ma treat you as you treat me, and vice versa. But like I said, when I had a strong dislike for people, I messed around and opened my mouth one day after I got a relationship with the Lord, and I said, you know what? I don't like your people because you created them. You created them, but if you want me to love them, you got to give me the same heart that you got for them. And I should have never prayed that prayer
Wow.
because I did that, and that's exactly what he did. So now I have a same heart for people that he does. No matter what you do, I still love you.
That's
No matter what you do,
amazing.
I still see you the way he see you. Because at the end of the day, I know that what I'm dealing with ain't you. It's the spirit residing in you. And now I know how to deal with that spirit.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah,
So
I'm there.
you have to grow. All of that has to be a part of who the you is you that's supposed to become.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
My grandfather always told me the change I wanted to see, it had to start in me first.
Talk about it.
So I couldn't change nobody else if I wasn't willing to change Coco. You see what I'm saying? And that's how it's supposed to be. Coach can't change me. She can tell me things that I can take and I can go and apply in order to change myself. But coach can't physically change me.
That's right.
Coach can barely change coach.
Right, but you catch what I'm saying?
Dying
A
day.
lot of people get in relationships with people thinking they can change folks.
You can't do it.
And this is the reason why the relationship don't go nowhere.
That's right.
You
Oh,
married
Lord.
somebody thinking that, well, if I marry him, he'll change. Wrong.
He gonna
Wrong.
change all right, but it ain't gonna
Right. Wrong. Because you can't change. First of all, a woman does not have the capabilities to change a man. A man has to change on his own. Just like we have to change on our own. Now we have the capabilities to speak life into a man because we are givers of life because he made us that way. So we can speak life into a man, that we can do, but we do not have the capabilities to change one. And this is the reason why stuff happens the way it happens. This is the reason why females don't keep a man. You too busy trying to change him instead of speaking life into him. If you speak life into him, he'll go and change himself.
Come on in here. Come on.
But this is what's really
Now I want to hear that. Now I
but
want to hear that.
this is what's really key. When you meet someone, what you see is really not them most of the time anyways.
Say that one time, Coach?
What you see is really not the real them most of the time anyways.
Right.
What you see is what they want you to see.
Right.
And even sometimes you see red flags with that.
Right.
So my bishop, Bishop Michael Jones, had taught us in marriage enrichment. If you knew that the way they are today is the way they're going to always be, would you have still married them?
Come on.
Listen, I like the fella. I was like, whoa. I looked at him and I was like, I was tight-lipped because no way. I did see a few things. And I was like, it's no big deal. You know, he's a good man. He provides, he this, he that. But listen, once you get married, then they fully transparent. They're not fully transparent till you really marry. Sorry, Fred. Talk about most, not all. You can never say all about nothing.
No.
Really, even for a woman, women gonna make themselves up. They gonna put on their little eyelashes.
Right.
They gonna bat them. But baby, when you get
Oh
done,
my God.
bag on the head, you better be
right.
lucky. You're lucky if you get a glass of milk or coffee in the morning.
Hey.
I'm not being genuine.
Come on, Coach.
What you see is not what you get.
Come on, Coach, because men don't understand it. First of all, when you go out with these chicks, they real nice and made up. But honey, let them get in your bathroom and take that face off.
And them legs and that hip.
That ain't the
and
same. That ain't the same person you just went out with 2 hours ago.
I'm gonna get you.
They took their face off.
Nothing but a torso. Ain't nothing but a torso left.
Look, that's what I was thinking about too, LSG.
Come on now. Look, I'm trying to tell you, look.
I got you.
I'm trying to tell you, look, there's a whole lot that we can unpack. Okay, Fred? We're gonna move to the next one. Now you say what you got? External influences, right? How others see us. Let me tell you something. First of all, I don't care about your opinion. You see this face? I don't care about your opinion. Your opinion of me is the last thing on my mind. I'm so honest about it, it ain't even funny. For real. I don't care what you think of me. The reason why I don't, what matters to me is how I see myself.
Yes, sis.
So your view of me, I can care less about. Because your view is your opinion of what you feel like I need to be. That's how most people view of you is. Their opinion of what they feel like you should be or what they felt like you should have done and all of this extra. But hold on, there's a whole lot that you feel like I should be. A whole lot that you felt like I should have done that you didn't do for yourself.
Come on.
So your opinion of me don't matter.
Let's unpack that right there.
Right.
That's deep because people expectations are oftentimes unreasonable because there could have been some area of their own life that they're not comfortable with. So they feel like you should have said, you should have done. And I'm dealing with this in the corporate arena, which is one of the reasons why I even met Coach Fee and met Prophetess Coco, because the book Overcoming Fear Factor, Cutting from Corporate to Creative, is what drew me, because there is a system that exists in corporate America where if you don't look, act, sound, speak like a certain type, you don't fit in the mold, then you're not heard. And where I work, I call it the good old boys. And they're a very well connected group of people who have a lot of tenure. And if you don't look, sound, act like them, everything else is just wrong. You shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have done that. Now people will feel like, I don't care, but was I wrong? You were right. Did I bring the right answer? Yes, but then what are we talking about? I'm not you and you're not me. So get off me expecting me to be, sound, talk, respond like you. There's beauty in individuality, and even in business, we can bring our own expertise and finesse to the table, and it's good. It's okay if it's not packaged the way you. Well, I would have put 2 more extra spaces after that word, after that sentence. I would have double spaced it and indented a little bit more. And you know what I told her? You have been a source of all my anxiety.
Oh Lord, that's nitpicking.
That's too much. You literally have caused me major anxiety for nothing. You really, and that is what nitpicking. And that was my life, brother. That was my life. Every day, every email was extra. Just I wouldn't have said that because okay, do you want to respond? Do you want to respond? Do you want to handle it, or do you want me to? Because I'm going to disconnect if you're going to handle it. What you're not going to do is try to make me another you.
Wow.
I'm okay. I've had to learn. I'm still learning.
Exactly.
I'm still learning to be comfortable and unapologetic in my own skin and all of the different dimensions and layers that God created in LHG. So and when I start saying to her, well, thank you for your feedback. I disagree. I responded the way I felt that I should. I got the reaction I wanted, and the situation has been resolved. Why are we still talking about it? Why is it still a thing? That's something in your gut that got you all jacked up. Get your little, your little ginger ale and go have a little meeting by yourself. You don't pull me in that. But there's such power in just loving you. It kind of turns all back around to a self-love, self-awareness. I'm good with me. I'm not perfect, but God created me fearfully and wonderfully. Why would I need you to tell me how to be me?
Right.
I'm not you. You're not me. Why can't we enjoy the diversity and individuality that's coming? Well, first of all, they don't even want me at the table. That ain't my problem. You sitting here? Right. I'm gonna sit right here.
Right. But you kind of catch it though. Catch what you said, LHG. They don't want you at the table, but you the one that got the invite.
Man, yep. I'm on the email. So apparently the person in charge of said meeting figures that I have at least something to contribute. You may not think so. But you didn't have to validate my invite.
Right.
So I come in the room with my hair held high. I got my notebook. Let's go. Okay? Because what you wanted to do was you wanted to be messaging me while you was in the getting the information from me so you could look good. But no, baby, I'm in the meeting today. Good morning, everybody. LHG, how you doing? Good morning.
Right.
Good morning and good morning.
You can't message me to use my stuff.
Hello. You been that part. You been caught. So here we are.
Come on with it.
Together. How you doing? You want a mint? Your breath stank. Smiles. Man. Just smiles.
That's it. That's it.
Okay. True. They don't even want you to be in the room, but they don't get to determine what room I'm in.
But oh God, look, hold on, wait. You gotta catch what you said again. They don't want you in the room, but they can't determine which room you in. Do you catch what you said? They don't want you in the room, but they can't determine your level of access, though.
Can't do it.
Do you catch what you just said?
Can't do it.
They can't determine your level of access. The reason being is because they not the one that control it.
Can't control it.
They can't be mad that you surpassed them.
Jesus.
They used your stuff.
Yeah.
Okay? That's the first thing. They used your stuff. Thought it was gonna keep you out of the meeting.
Yeah.
You get invited to the meeting so you can show your stuff yourself. Now you got the access they once had. Man, look at how the Lord do.
And that's what he does. And so now with the big wigs, because normally, well, I'll email them. No, I'm in the room now. Oh, so you're Mr. How you doing, sir? Yes, I'm LH. You remember the name? Thank you. How are you today? Because you kept me from them. Because you wanted to be the opening. You wanted to be the liaison between them. But now a seat has become open for me. And you can take my seat.
Honey.
Power. You don't have that power. So instead of being happy for me and saying, look at what has happened to LHG, you moving up. Now you're looking at me funny and you treat me differently now. Be careful because I could be your boss tomorrow.
That's it.
Be careful.
Come on.
Or today.
First of all, I think people forget. People forget that he is starting to qualify the unqualified, honey. And at the end of the day, he putting people in positions that they do not meet the qualifications for, but they still have the experience.
Yes, ma'am.
To do the job.
Yes, ma'am.
And boy, you better watch.
And the heart and the real heart and the real Coach P, I hear your voice. We have the answer to somebody's problem. Yes. I have the answer to somebody's problem. And the beauty is, I want to give it to them. I don't want to covet no information.
Come on.
Well, if I know it. Because it's so much to know. There's no shortage of information.
Come on.
Come through the archives of my mind, let it come back out my mouth. I'm gonna give it to you if you need it.
That's it.
I don't hoard nothing because my God is bigger.
Come on.
I don't need to hoard nothing.
I'm throwing money at the altar. I'm throwing money. Evangelist.
You better go ahead.
We don't have to be spiritual hoarders.
That's it.
I'm gonna hold on because I want to be the one that has this. And that's why companies fail, because you got one person. The only person that know how to do that is Miss Ethel on the 15th floor, and she at lunch. Then why is she the only one that know? Because she can decide to leave you today.
Right.
Where does that leave you? So what's wrong with us sharing information? Don't think
that's why you empower people.
I hate when people feel as though me telling you makes you a threat only because you feel that way. I don't.
Right.
I don't. To me, it makes us know something that's the same thing. We can grow. You can look at it and say it's blue, but I'm gonna say, what shade of blue though? Is it sky blue? Is it navy blue? Is it baby blue? Well, I just know blue. Well, come on, because there's different shades of blue, Miss Ethel. Come on, honey. So you lose your potency when you minimize. I just want to know this one thing, and this is mine. Information is information.
That's it.
But it may be obsolete tomorrow. Now you're gonna be looking stupid.
That's it.
That's why I love that I have Coco in my life. I'm not the best at technology. I love that I have Coach Fee and Brother Fred and Auntie, because I'm in a world that was intimidating to me. I'm old school. I'm a paper pusher. But because of what God is doing and because of the things that are happening in COVID and virtual everything, it's a whole new world out there for me. And I will not allow the enemy to trick me from it because of fear.
Right.
I won't do it. So my external influence, I have to remember, Other than, well, God is in me, so that could be internal. Whose opinion really counts? I'm good.
That part.
Okay.
Yes. Say it. Let's say it together.
Learning.
Nobody others. Your opinion doesn't matter. We need to say it all together.
Don't even matter. Now, when you put it that way in a
Nobody's
practical way,
opinion.
it don't even matter.
It doesn't matter.
You can try to please them. Tomorrow, it's gonna be something different. You didn't do right. The next day is and you end up your head spinning like poltergeist. And no, you will never be able to please people because people's feelings and opinions change too much.
Come on.
But what's key?
What God told you to do, and you know you heard it.
That's it.
Then just keep on rolling with that. And I'm talking to myself today.
Come
But
on.
what's key is we're talking about external.
Yes.
We're talking about external.
Come on.
Yes.
So they're external.
Yeah.
They're not internal. So in business class, we talked about the SWOT analysis. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You take your strengths and your weaknesses, you analyze those, you know what they are, and then when you have opportunities, you take your strength and you do it. If you have a threat, you're going to counter that with your opportunity, with your strengths. We talked about that in one of our sessions that we did with the book. When I asked you guys, where are you today?
Yep.
Look at yourself. Who are you? We talked about who we were and things of that nature. And the next thing we talked about were distractions.
Yeah.
Those external distractions.
Yeah.
Right.
So now when we talk, you guys talked about the bubble and the external. And for me, that's the 3 C's. That's the confidants, the comrades, and the constituents.
Right.
So you were dealing with the constituents because they just consuming from you. They have nothing to offer you. And you have so much a wealth of knowledge to offer them. I was in that same position and ran the whole department, unbeknownst to me. Everything that I gave them, the reports and everything that I did, they took them. But then I was invited to a meeting as well. And I'm sitting in the same meeting with the state and the federal government. And they asking, well, how you do this and what you do with that? And even my DON came to me, went to court. The judge say, we need this, that, and the other. She came back to me, Mrs. Coleman, I need you to do da, 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 da. And I told her, no, I'm not doing that because that's not the way it's done. Oh, well, how do we do it then? They get those positions, but they don't know the job.
Nope.
They get those positions because of who they know, not what they know.
Yeah.
And sometimes
you got the position because of who you know. What you know. How about that? And what you know. It's
come on now.
Earlier. So you your confidants and your comrades, they look alike. But that's Fred talked about discernment. You got to be able to discern the difference. Your confidants are the people he talked about earlier, who they're going to support you. You're going to receive, and you got kind of on that same way. But your comrades, they only supporting you because they want something from you. And that's what Coco talked about earlier. But the bottom line is, now Coco said it her way. What I said growing up is, I don't care what you think about me. What you think about me don't count. What matters is what I think about you. Because what I think about you is what controls what I do. What you think about me ain't none of my business.
Come on.
Because guess what? You can think all day, but it don't change my actions. It don't change my response. And I prided myself in not letting what you think about me control what I do. What you think about me, it's not going to change who I am. So it doesn't matter. Think all day what you want to think. I know the truth.
Ooh,
and as they say, the truth of the matter is, I am Coach Fee.
Hello.
I am Coach Fee. And Coach Fee knows who Coach Fee is. So if you don't know, long as I know.
That's
That's why I pray for people. And I'm not, and let me say this, I have not arrived by any means. And my t-shirt that I wear says, I am not perfect, I'm forgiven. Because I am forgiven. His grace and his mercy shall follow me all the days of my life because I need it. Okay, so I haven't arrived. But you can't tell me who I am. Only God can tell me who I am. And as long as I hear what he says about me, what you say about me don't matter. It don't matter.
Irrelevant.
you don't have a hill of beans. It don't matter a hill of beans
at all.
So, at the end of the day, we have to know who we are.
That's it.
So the external forces are going to come. They're going to try to distract us. It's going to make us scared. Like even this thing right now. This. Let me tell y'all something. This screen is irritating me. You know why? Because this is my right hand, but it's on my left side. It's distracting me. And so I probably look crazy to y'all on the screen, but it's not going to keep me from doing what I'm supposed to be doing. You see what I'm saying? There are going to come distractions. But what are your strengths? What's in you?
That's it.
What did God put in you? LHG, come on, evangelist. She just told us who she was. Do you know who you are? If you know who you are and you know whose you are, it don't matter about the external. Yep. Because the Bible does say it's going to rain on the just as well as the unjust. So don't Maybelline Ephraim, I used to love divorce court. She told this lady, she was like, oh, it's so hard. And it's this and that. She said, well, honey, the only way you escape that is death. So as long as you live, you're gonna have some storms. You're going to have some difficulties. But you got to keep your eye on your goal, on your prize, on you, on what God has called you to, on the people that you have a solution for, like a Flint.
That's it.
You got to stay focused. And don't think I don't get off. I do. I scream, I holler, I cry, and I get right back on focus.
That's it.
But the external people, baby, they just haters. You know why? Because sometimes we don't even know who we are. We don't see who we are, but they know who we are. They feel the anointing on us. They see what God is doing and they don't like it. And why not me? Because they say favor ain't fair, but it is fair. I earned it. I earned it on my knees. I earned it with blood, sweat, and tears. I earned it with losing everything. I learned it with difficulties and losing jobs and losing houses and being homeless and being raped. I earned every bit of it. Now, if you want what I got, go through what I went through.
That's what. Come on now.
My shoes.
Ma'am.
My shoes.
Ma'am.
And then when you get it, I ain't got nothing to say because you earned it too.
Ma'am.
Don't be mad at me because now, after 30 or 40 or 50 years of hell, that now I'm finally getting what God has for me. Yes. Don't get mad. You outside anyways. It don't matter. If you outside and you trying to attack me, you sound like a comrade. You supporting me, but you really ain't supporting me. You supporting what you can get from me. You can come up and be a confidant, but even that, I'm still going to be a little leery. Because if you slither away as a snake and you come back, you still a snake. You might have on a different skin. I understand. Snakes shed their skin. And they grow new skin. So you may leave a snake and come back with a different skin, but you still a snake.
That's it.
Unless my discernment tells me you can be trusted. Listen, the dust was shaking off my feet the moment that you walked away and didn't receive me. And I'm in order because that's scripture. See, we are afraid to shake the dust off of our feet.
Not knowing. I do you even one better, honey. I will leave the shoes outside the door.
Yeah.
Okay. I ain't even got to shake it off. You can have a whole shoe. You can have a whole shoe, baby. That I can get some more.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, you just knowing that what's external don't have to control your internal, and that you have full authority. God gave us full authority. He gave man the authority to name the animals.
Yes.
He gave us the authority when Peter walked out on that water. Just you can speak to the winds and the waves. We don't have to receive any of that. Cast down every imagination and every high thought that exalts itself above the knowledge of God. We don't have to accept none of it. And the problem is we allow the external to become internal. We internalize it. Mm-hmm. And now we live based on that. And I talked to Fred about this earlier. I love my burgundy hair, but because my husband didn't love it, who was external, and I want to be a good wife, they don't stop me from being a good wife. If I want to be cute, if I want to have my hair burgundy and I think that make me look good, no, I changed my hair. I made my hair black, and I wore my hair short. He wanted it long. I grew it long. I want a bald fade right now. I'm talking myself out of it, but I'm just saying, be you. And my sister wrote a book, Be You, Do You. Be you, do you. Because that's what we were created to do. Be who we create. If I'm being anybody but me, I'm a counterfeit. I'm a fake and a phony.
Right. And
so
it takes too much work to be somebody else.
Yeah, if I allow the external to come in and change who I am, now I'm not me no more. Now I'm a fake and a phony. I can be the best me I can be, but anything else, I can't be that. I can't be Coco because I'm not Coco. I was not created the way God created her. I don't have the wisdom that she has in this technology, as LHG say. Certain areas that she's strong in, certain areas that I'm strong in. We all have our different areas of expertise, our different experiences, our own equip. We all got our own stuff. He gave us the goods. He said, I put it in you, and I want a return on my investment. You can't give him what he wants from me, and I can't give him what he wants from you.
Right.
So why are we trying to be anything but who he created us to be?
Well,
can't do that.
For one, those external influences. But you got to think about it. For one, those external influences, we have allowed and let them talk us into things that we should not have walked into, and we have allowed them to talk us out of things that were meant for us.
We should have.
That's it.
Okay. And at the end of the day, because we took their word for something, especially in church. Let's go there. Mm-hmm. Especially in church. Oh, I see that you are, the Lord said you was this. The Lord didn't tell me that. He told you. He didn't tell me what you just said. You're the only person that ever heard that. Because obviously my hearing is off. I don't agree. Okay? Especially in church. You have people that will come to you and say, no, you are evangelist such and such, when you know that the Lord has called you to be something else. Mm-hmm. And you allow them to put a title on you that you don't fit the bill for.
Yeah.
And it happens in church.
And walk in it. Yeah.
And walk in it. Because now you done accepted it. And now you got to deal with the warfare that come with the road.
And don't know how to get out.
That's it.
Listen, I had a pastor to tell me. I had a pastor to tell me, you supposed to be an armor bearer. You supposed to be my armor bearer. And I told her, I don't do that. And she was like, you being disrespectful and disobedient. And I told her, that's not my ministry. Right. I don't do that. That's not what I'm called to do. You want me to do administration? I'm good. You want me to teach? I'm good. You want me to do this? I'm good. But that is not my ministry. You're going to end up with water all over you. That's not what I do. I don't carry people's bags. I can better carry my purse. That's not what God called me to. I sing. My family is a singing family. And I was on the praise and worship team and choir director in choirs for years. And I was sitting in the church and God said, I did not call you to this. Mm-hmm. And I got off the praise team and my sister said, why are you quitting? I said, this is not what I'm called to do. I'm not called to do it.
Just because everybody else did it don't mean that's your role.
That's don't get me wrong.
Just because every man in your family went into the army don't mean everybody's supposed to do it. Everybody ain't cut out for the military.
No.
And that don't mean that all the sons after and every nephew and grandson is supposed to go down the same route. That's not what that means. Everybody is meant to do something in this earth. And until you hear the Lord tell you distinctively, stop running and chasing every word that somebody give you.
Mm-hmm. I told him to stop talking to me. I got so many prophecies during the time I was going through my divorce and was told I was not. You bitter. I can sense that you bitter. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not bitter. This man got cancer right now and I'm praying for him. I'm doing research for him. I'm helping him. I'm not bitter at all. Because one of the things Fred talked about was responsibility for your own actions. I did not have to marry. Can I tell y'all something? Can I be transparent? Y'all know I'm going to be transparent anyway.
Come on.
Holy Spirit told me not to marry the man in the first place.
Oh, you were disobedient.
But I'm like, God, I can't give up sex. I
You
need
were
to marry this man.
disobedient.
Hello, I need this man. I need to marry this man. So no. He want to marry
Honey,
me. He want to marry me.
baby.
Hey, I hope this helps somebody.
Real time.
Clearly, the Holy Spirit said no.
Real
I
talk.
canceled the wedding. He ain't never shed a tear, but he act like he was shedding tears. Please, I love you. Give me an opportunity to show you. The moment we got married, I saw the other part that you don't see when you're dating. And we had been
Honey,
together for
look.
3 years. And the Holy Spirit told me no, and I did it anyway. So listen, we better listen to God and not what man is saying. I'm
That's
just
it.
saying, hear God, hear and obey.
You gotta listen
I
to
don't
the
care.
Lord
It might
that's
sound
what
crazy
most
when
of
he
your
said it to
body
you.
part.
Do it anyways. I told people when I was getting ordained, and somebody asked me, well, what you getting ordained as? And y'all know I don't like saying that word because I don't like titles.
Come on, epistle.
But I said, I'm getting ordained as apostle. Apostle, did you hear from God? I was hurt because of who it was.
Really?
But the good thing is, because it was external, it didn't stop me. Now that didn't stop me. Let me tell you something. LHG, Coco, they had to do some pushing now. They had to do some praying. I've thrown in the chat, listen, y'all, I can't do this because the warfare was so heavy them last weeks. They know it. And listen, y'all, this is too much. You got this, coach. What's going on? I get a phone call, coach. What's going on? Listen, this is what you call a confidant. This is the people that held my hands up. Not the people that say, oh, you are apostle.
Damn. It's funny that people got to have the nerve or the absolute unadulterated gall to say something like that.
But see, this is what you gotta understand. This is what you gotta understand, Fred. When it comes down to church-related business and you get a title, but people think they knew you before you got saved, and they don't see you after being saved, they still see you who you used to be.
Mm-hmm.
When you get a title, that's why they do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't see the new you. They still see the old person. And you got people that still gonna see the old you your whole entire life.
And it's okay. They external.
Right? Yeah.
They got he that has begun a good work in me.
That's it. Come on here. Come on here.
It don't matter. Stay on out there where you at.
But I
with both hands.
That's it. I was the same way. I was the same way Coach was. But Coach said she had to marry because she couldn't stay away from the sex. I told the person, I said, look, honey, I'll go get some with some batteries before I mess with you and burn.
Oh, Coco.
Okay. Okay. The batteries last longer anyway, so let's be real. Just saying. All right.
Talk about it.
All right. And nowadays they're rechargeable, so we can go even further. So now I'm just trying to tell you, like I don't have time where people bring all of this stuff in, and this is what you want to do, and this is how, baby. Don't put yourself in a predicament you ain't got to put yourself in. Don't take something that really won't even meant to be seasonal and try to make it permanent.
Come on.
That's the problem. You taking seasonal beings and trying to make them permanent.
Yeah.
That's why you do things out of a temporary moment because your flesh felt good, but honey, then you realize you get into the marriage and you understand.
Girl, I lost so much more.
Yeah, like
you know what I learned though, and don't think I'm crazy because when people used to say this, I used to think they was crazy. But sex really is overrated.
That's not true intimacy.
No.
And that's where people got it twisted. That's not true intimacy. True intimacy is, baby, when you can make love to my mind.
Come on now.
And then go to my body parts. Because, honey, you got a combination right there. That's when you got a combination.
But when you can pray for me.
That's it.
And listen, it's so much more.
When I can wake up in the morning, and look like a greasy chicken because you done anointed me in my sleep, I'm cool with it. Okay? I can't. Because at the end of the day, if you can't go to him for me, what is little friend? If you can't go to, I'm trying to tell you, like for real. If you can't go to him for me,
Come
you
on.
can't do nothing for me. That's
it.
the whole point. And at the end of the day, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. True intimacy is when you can come to me intellectually.
Yes.
So you ever want anything from my body.
Yes.
And then once you say, now that we have had this chat,
come on, roll over.
And then you bring the honey. Let me tell you something. That's a Teddy Pendergrass moment for real. You finna turn everything off. Phone going off. Don't find me, I'll find you. Yep, it's one of those moments. That's what it's gonna be. And I'm trying to tell you, like it's just one of those things where people don't get it. Having sex with somebody ain't being it. People, the society call that being intimate. No, it's called fornication. That's what it is. That's not being intimate. All right. So I need y'all to
gauge outside of the bed.
Right.
I mean, touching, it's the conversation, it's all that. It's the swooning, it's the here go your favorite ice cream, here go you some flowers, let's go walk on the beach. That's real intimacy.
Right. I mean, look, people don't get it. They don't get it at all. At the end of the day, you have to learn how and what true intimacy is. You got to learn what real relationship is, because people don't know what that is either. A lot of people never really know what true love is. They think they know, and they don't know that either because they've never really had it.
No.
And then when you think you got it, you find out that's not what it was. It's just everything that you feel like, society paints this wonderful little picture. That's not what it is.
Not at all.
That's not what it is. And at the end of the day, you got to be real with yourself. First of all, real love ain't got no condition. I can see past your flaws and still want you. That's real love, especially in a relationship. I'm gonna love you, flaws and all. I don't care. I don't care if you work in 2 jobs, one at McDonald's, one at Burger King. You got a job. That's the point. I didn't say you had to be no high maintenance type of dude. But a lot of people get what they consider to be a high maintenance man or a high value man twisted, because a high value man ain't what he got in his pocket. A high value man is how he carry himself. It's his morals. It's how he treat you. It's all the other stuff. What he got in his pocket is a perk.
Yeah, how he provides and not with money. How he provides. When you sick, he ain't, she's sick, I'm feeling ready. Let me make this run. Let me hang out with the boys. No, you sick, I'm sitting here watching you. What you need? Oh, somebody died. Where I need to take you?
That's it.
They don't, like, when you need them most, they're there.
That's it.
When you shouldn't be in a position where you hurting and he not there to comfort you.
That's it.
When you in need and he not there to provide.
Honey, that's value. That's the point. People got it all the way twisted.
I mean, people say, sex is overrated. I'm like, are you crazy? Not sex. No. How could you say that? I'm like,
did it hurt? Did it hurt your heart, Coach?
Girl, it broke me up. I'm like, these people crazy. How can they say sex is overrated? Sex is
God.
As Eddie Murphy said on whatever that was, evil is good. Sex is good. What you mean? It ain't good enough.
Lord.
It ain't good enough.
No.
If that's all you got is sex, keep it.
That's it. Because honey, when it get old and stale, and it will, when it begins to fade, you're gonna be like, what did I do?
What you got now?
Like, okay, what else we got? What else can we do? And you're gonna realize
that look at a movie because you never took the time to sit and watch a movie.
Right.
You
Not only that,
can't even
you
hold
never-
hands. You're not even comfortable with that because
but it's not even that, Coach. You never took the time out to look at nothing else in the person to see what else you can like.
or be
All you
intimate.
like was the sex.
And
So
be
there was nothing
intimate.
else that you liked about them. So you bored.
Yeah, be real intimate though. The real intimate, like you're saying, the things that you
Yeah.
like. Like, what is it that you like? My granddaughter, she's like, Nona, what is your favorite color? What's my favorite color, man? What do I like to eat? What do you know about me? How can you live with something like 20 something years and you don't know nothing about me?
That's it.
What
I
about
was
the conversations? We can't even have a conversation.
Lord.
ask people the basic questions. Do you know my favorite color? Do you know what my pet peeve is? And if they can't tell you, baby, they ain't paying no attention.
And you know, men will say quick, oh, you don't like the toilet seat up. That don't bother me. It bothers a lot of folks. It don't bother me. I know as a man in the house, I better check that toilet.
Right before I go sit on it.
But if you cuss at me, it's like you killed me. Don't
Yeah.
use profanity to me. I hate that. It's like a weapon. So yeah, you the intimacy outside of the bedroom is the best intimacy that you can ever get. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Fred,
Yes,
you gotta teach your homies that being real intimate ain't just the bed, baby.
I don't know if they want to learn that.
The bed is the bonus.
Real.
Yeah, something real and something lasting.
Yeah, they better if they want something real.
Well, you know how I think you know how some of us like to do some of us like them fly by night type things.
Well, them fly by nighttime things that have lifelong consequences that you can't get rid of.
Listen, y'all better stop flying by night. Y'all gonna be like, I saw a TikTok the other day, and this I may be a little off topic, but this man called this lady. He was like, "What you been doing? You been climbing trees? I ain't slept with nobody. I've been impotent. He couldn't pronounce words well, but he was trying to say I haven't been intimate with nobody in over a year." And now I done slept with you and I got monkeypox. What you doing? Climbing trees, sleeping with monkeys?
Lord.
Oh my God.
It's too much out here. How many people are you getting tested before you sleep with them, men? Women? It ain't just a monkeypox. You can catch hepatitis. Did you know you can catch hepatitis from sex?
Yeah.
You can.
AIDS. Hello.
HIV, herpes, things that don't go away. Syphilis, you'll have it for years and don't even know you have it, and it's an impacted your brain.
Right.
When you start seeing them spots on your hand and feet, you already in the second or third stage.
It ain't even just that; they be in your mouth,
everywhere. Yeah, so just just be careful. The safest sex is no sex, but if you're gonna have sex, get tested. Make them get tested. And don't just do it one time. Do it 3 months, 6 months. Then you're probably safe after that. As long as they ain't sleeping with nobody and you ain't sleeping with nobody else.
Right. Because I know plenty of men. I got plenty of male friends that tell the females that they get with, look, I don't use condoms when I'm with people. That's to be the first thing you what? Oh, okay, hold on.
Yeah. You don't use condoms. You don't use me. Sorry.
That's it.
See.
But I have plenty of male friends that tell females
and the thing of it is, I think
anyway.
And then let me say this.
That's called being sexually irresponsible.
And the safest sex is not in marriage either.
No.
No.
We ain't even finna have that conversation. That's a whole conversation for another day.
Listen, I will never forget when I was new in the jail, and there was an older lady who came in the jail, and she was angry, and she was very angry and very vocal. And I said, "What's wrong?" And she said, I've been faithful to my husband for 50 years or however long it had been. She said, and I got HIV. So I tried to kill him. Can you imagine?
Ain't
Tried
no
to kill
trying.
him.
I think it was
Oh, he was able to escape. He was able to escape, but yeah, could you imagine? That's a death sentence. Back then it was anyways. They didn't have the medications and things that they have now.
Tried to kill him. Oh my God.
She's like, yeah, I tried to. She wasn't saying it nice either.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't even know what happened to that lady. But
You don't ever want to have the experience of being married to somebody. You sitting at home or you at your job. You get the phone call from the health department. Excuse me, I need to speak to Mrs. Such and Such.
Oh boy.
Okay. Oh, okay. Why are we having this conversation? And then the person on the other line, I need you to come into my office. There's something I need to talk to you about. Get in your office and you better not tell me what.
Lord have mercy, Jesus.
Yes, I've had the experience, but it won't with that. Because you can trust him, he would have been in a pine box.
Yeah.
She said pine. She said pine. Oh Lord. Well,
I'm telling you, everybody would have been buying black. It would have been pine box, and it would have went from pine box to cremation.
Yeah.
see.
So no, it's not a fun situation.
Nope.
When you know that you don't step out. That's not your MO. That's not what you do. But when somebody else brings something home to you, honey.
And that's still external influences because it's still it's something out of your control that somebody else is doing. And yeah, it impacts you. It impacts you sometimes majorly. And that's just awful that happens, but it does.
Man. Okay, so I guess there's a message. Men and women, please be sexually responsible.
Yeah, they need to do that anyway.
Regardless.
All, not only it's not just diseases. One night stands get you kids.
How about the strongholds that come along with them?
Okay, that too. But it gets you kids with people that you know you didn't have no plans on being with. I know plenty of my friends who were made through one night stands. How your mama meet your daddy? It was a one night thing only. And now they got me, and now I'm on both of their nerves. That's the conversation. Like for real. You got to understand that everything you do has a consequence. And a lot of people, you might have never caught a disease, but you ended up pregnant. You ended up pregnant, and now, okay, the one you pregnant about, oh, what you gonna do about it? What you mean? What you trying to say? Oh, you need
it mine?
Not even that. You need to go get rid of it. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't want to get rid of nothing when you was up in it. So no, like when you see people and you try to explain to them, people don't want to hear these type of conversations. But baby, they gotta be had. That's why you tell your children, look, baby, anything you could go outside my front door and do, I done been there, wrote the t-shirt and got the book, workbook, all of it. Don't think that I don't know. So don't think you gonna bring nothing in here and I'm not gonna understand it.
That's right.
Because when you try to act like to your children and you try to play this role with your kids, you can't do that to them. That's not fair to them. Let your kids know the real you and let your kids know, look, when I was your age, this is what I did. Don't go out there and do what I did. I need you to be better than me.
Yeah.
One of them type of situations. And you get it so much because your children can end up paying for the stuff you did.
Down to the third generation.
You got to fix it somewhere. But you gotta fix it somewhere. If you don't fix it, then it leaves it to one generation, somebody to fix it.
Yeah.
Why not it be you and tell them up front, do not make the same mistakes I did. I need you to be better than me.
Right.
And do what you have seen happen in this. Don't do that. Don't go out here at 12 and 13 making babies.
No.
Don't go out here at 12 and 13 smoking dope with people and getting yourself hooked on something at 12 and 13.
Yeah.
That now you have been an addict all of your growing up life.
Yeah. Talk about it.
It's so much that you can put in a perspective that could have been stopped if the right people would have stepped up.
Wow.
And it's like that. I can say that my first smoke, I took it with my aunt. She told me to my face, if you're gonna smoke something, you're gonna smoke it with me. You ain't going out the door to do it. Won't nobody else hand it to you. Won't nobody else hand it to you. If you're gonna drink, you're gonna do that right here. You won't go out that door and ain't nobody finna hand you nothing and put nothing in your drink. My first smoke, my first drink was took in her house.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So I'm telling you, is what you is how it was given to you. But you know what? I don't regret it. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I bless the Lord. I ain't never been addicted to nothing.
There you go.
I ain't never been addicted to nothing. Because honey, I have no problem with ceasing nothing.
Right.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry. If it ain't for me, you'll know quickly. I don't have to do something lifelong. Because if I know that it's going to affect me, I don't like being affected. You understand? Being affected ain't cool for me. So when I know something that affects me, I get rid of it.
Right.
But everybody else that battles with addiction don't have that, can't do the same thing. Because it's been taught. And every time they try to get away, somebody else brings it back. Every time they try to get away, somebody brings it back. You have to learn how to change your atmosphere. If you can't change the people, you got to change your whole atmosphere sometime.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love my hometown, but baby, when I got the opportunity to get out of it, I left and didn't come back. Because certain places can just drain the life out of you. And you know
that they can.
People will do the same thing. And there's certain people that come around you to do the same thing. That's the reason why I'm big on speaking life into people. I'm not here to take your energy. I'm here to give you some.
Yes.
And that should be the difference. That should be the transference.
Yes.
I don't always have physical energy, but spiritual energy, I'm a ball of it. I'm not here to take your energy, but I'm going to give you some. Let me encourage you today, bro. Let me encourage you today, sis.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you do. That's the right type of influences. Not them that tell you, oh, well, you know what, Johnny doing whatever. So since Johnny doing it, you go out there and do it too.
That goes back to the 5 tenets that Fred was talking about.
Yeah.
That's accountability. That's the right choices. You know, you got to make the right choices. I didn't make the right choice. You know what I'm saying? I loved him. I didn't marry him just because of sex, but that was a major factor in it. But that was the wrong choice. And I suffered the consequences of that. And so when we do those type of things, my mother always say right choices, right consequences, good choices, good consequences, bad choices, bad consequences. Right. And so we have to, whatever choice we make, we're going to have consequences as a result of it.
Fred, you had a good show tonight, bro.
Man, I just be coming up with these ideas, man. I thought it was something good to talk about
tonight, bro.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Look.
It was phenomenal. It had me head bobbing. I'm like, yeah. Let's talk about it.
That's it. I was waiting.
You know what? And I'm glad of that, because I'm glad I got y'all to look at that in not the way that I see it, but the way that y'all see it. And that's what it is. That's what it should be, you know. everybody's influenced by something differently, but it's how we see those, how we see it, how we respond to it, how we act upon it, and how we either use it or discard it to help to make us better people.
Absolutely.
Right. Well,
We
you
got
know, we got to do this again sometime.
oh yeah, for sure. Most definitely gotta do this again sometime. So with that
Thank
being
you,
said,
Auntie, for being in the comment section. You have stayed with us the whole show. I appreciate you, ma'am.
indeed. So I'm the thing.
Yes.
My thing is that I'm so glad that people were able to come in the comments and, you know, pull something out of this. If you pull something out of it, I'm grateful for that because again, for me, if I'm able to touch one person with this, you know, that's a mission accomplished for me. If I can touch more than one person for me, then you know, I'll take that, and I'll take my bow for it. But I mean, this wouldn't be possible without the ladies that you see on the screen, the ones that were here, and the ones that are here, and the ones that depart that had to depart through through whatever reasons or whatever. But you know, this was a whole team effort, and man, yeah, I'm most definitely gonna give all y'all flowers today, because yeah,
Nah, hats off to you, bro. Thank
Yeah,
you
you
for
did a phenomenal
thank you for
job.
the invite.
Phenomenal script. You know, the tenets and things that you set up. That was optimal. So if everything is set up perfectly, you can't help but do a perfect show.
I be trying, y'all. I be
You
trying.
gave us 5 points to work with.
That's it.
Yeah,
We came in with the points and ripped them up. That's
man.
it.
Look, Mike is really. If I can pick up this mic, no, I ain't gonna drop it, but it's a mic drop on that, y'all. But
Likewise.
man, I swear, y'all, when y'all come in, y'all come in.
Well,
Y'all
I mean,
come
you know,
in.
everybody, like I say, everybody got their own view of things.
Yeah,
And it's just how you see it. Everybody hasn't dealt with the same thing, but it all gravitates back to what you said.
exactly. And I'm glad they did. I mean, I was so glad that, you know, because I thought I was gonna lose some people with that, but then again, you know, to know that everybody really understood what I was saying, man.
Oh yeah.
Look,
Yeah, you broke it down enough. You broke it down enough for people to understand it. And then
But
all you
what
know,
we didn't, yeah, but what we didn't, we all remember the Holy Spirit gonna always kick
that's
in
it.
anyway.
there you go, and so I mean, I just want everybody to kind of understand that. Hey, look, you know, we're all influenced by something, but it's how you deal with those influences that makes your life either better or makes it worse. So
Absolutely.
be careful,
That's it.
be mindful of what you take in, be mindful of what you put out, and be
Mhm.
mindful who you pull in your circle, because again, like I said it before, the people that are in your circle are gonna be the ones that's gonna want to see you succeed, that's gonna want to see you rise to the top, and they ain't gonna want nothing from you. Don't they get satisfaction of seeing you succeed.
Mhm.
Right.
So
And mind you, I told y'all on one of my shows, I had a millionaire person sit me down and say, "Show me your list of friends, I'll show you your future."
Mhm.
So I'm
Mhm.
telling you, the people around you is pivotal to your future.
that they are, that they are, and can't say it enough. When you surround yourself with good people,
And don't
when
be
you
afraid to be you.
surround yourself with
Yeah.
strong people, yeah,
Don't be afraid to
man.
be you.
Oh
That's
gosh,
Just
it. You can.
don't be afraid to be
There's
you.
only one you.
Tran
It's only one you, and
be
you came
unapologetically
to make
you.
a mark on the world for a reason.
Absolutely. Listen, do listen, do just show let your when you leave here, every what they say, the neighbors know my name.
Mhm.
Everybody need to know your name when you leave here. Write your books, do your shows, do whatever God has called you to do. Because the
Right.
gift he put in you, don't be like the people with the talents now. That one buried
Right.
their talent, he came back and took it from them. When you come back, make sure you done did the work.
Right. You get
And
don't
Fred
go
is,
hide
That's
it.
it.
Hiding it ain't
Fred is
gonna
doing
That's
the
it.
work big
right.
style. He doing the
Hiding
work
it
big
ain't gonna get
style.
you nowhere. And
That's
you
right.
have sat on a lot of your gifts that people don't even know that you possess. So
Yeah.
you can't sit on those things anymore. It is time for you to put them out there and put them to use.
Amen. You talking to me?
I'm
Yes,
talking to both
mother.
of y'all.
Listen, this is funny because it looks. Are you talking to Fred?
I'm talking to both of y'all.
Okay, because that kind of felt
Yes,
like you
mother.
were talking to me, but I'm serious. I'm like, okay, but yeah. And
Yes,
I'm gonna say this too in regards to that. Don't look for nobody else to do it
Yes,
for you.
mother.
that's it. Yes, that's it.
Where Fred go? Don't look for nobody else to do it for you.
You're
And
right.
and the people that you're looking for is not gonna be the ones. They're not gonna be the ones. God will provide.
Always does.
He did it for me and it blew my mind. Everything that I'm doing is people that I just met in the last year.
Come back on up here with your announcements.
I
Give
ain't
them.
got none. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Dag burn it. So Friday. Well, you guys got a show tomorrow.
Yes,
Okay, so
it is the midwife part 2.
Oh,
oh,
Yes,
can you midwife me part? Oh boy.
part 2.
So I'm gonna tell y'all. On this, I'm talking to my viewing to our viewing audience. So I got a chance to listen to that, and oh my goodness, yeah, it was that was good. That was like that was mad. That was hella good. So part 2 is gonna be probably even better. So y'all, I want y'all need to tune in for that because part 2, if part 2 is gonna be like part 1, yeah, that's gonna be really really good. So y'all tune in for that, man. Please, please and thank you. Because yeah, my sis gonna come with some knowledge, some nice stuff, and she might say something that you might not like, but I guarantee you it's not to hurt you, it's gonna help you. So,
amen.
and she gonna say it with a smile on her face, as she always do.
Mhm.
And after Friday, so Friday, I have a show to Friday. Then I have a geez, let me get my words right. I have Paige the label artist. Her name is Rage. So she's coming tomorrow. It's coming on Friday.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about her music, her starting music, what she's doing now. She's
Is
actually
she going to perform?
I actually did upload a song in the studio. So we're actually gonna play that song.
Awesome.
So, and we're gonna talk about what we're gonna talk about because she's from Massachusetts. So we're gonna talk about why she feels that the Massachusetts music scene has next. So
Okay.
other than that, so also the one thing I also wanted to say that so you guys, so our listeners and our followers and our viewers, keep your eyes and ears open because very very soon we're gonna be doing some giveaways.
Yes.
So you never know
And
where,
I don't know who
and it
show
and
which
it's
host is
and it's
doing it
when you
first.
never know when this you never know who's gonna give away something and what they're giving away. So make sure you keep your eyes and ears open because there's gonna be a giveaway. It's gonna be a book. It might be a coaching session. It might be something else.
Hey, might be a
But
cash
hey,
app.
keep your eyes and ears open for that. Yep, exactly. Keep your eyes and ears open. You never know what's gonna happen, and you never know who's gonna get something. Might be something. It might be a coaching session that's gonna bless your life. It might be a book that you weren't able to purchase, but now you got it for the free.
Yep.
You never know. Also make sure that you also come also in October. We're gonna have some guests. We're gonna have our former guests come over. We're gonna have a nice conversation, and then to top it all off, to really cement this 2-year anniversary, we're gonna most definitely show homage and dedication to our brother Terrence Jackson. W-
Yes.
he was a very integral part of this platform, and I would be we would actually, I want to say, we would be very remiss if we did not give homage to Terrence, because again, man, I love that's my brother. You know, I love that man to lightly. God saw it fit for him to come home, and he's looking down on us and making sure that we do it right. So T, we're dedicating our 2 year anniversary to you, my brother.
Yep.
So we thank we th- I personally thank you for being a brother to me, and we all collectively thank you for being on this platform and just being a ray of light for us. So I can't say enough good things about this man, and I don't want to get misty eyed talking about it, because there's gonna be a lot of misty eyed people in the room when we talk about him.
Yes. So
But
save
make
it
sure
for
you got to
October.
make yep. So make sure you guys tune in October for our 2 year anniversary. It's gonna be something. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be epic. Also, in that same month, I have been invited to go to an award ceremony in Spartanburg, South Carolina, to which I will attend. It's called a Man of Honor Award, and I'm one of the nominees for this, and I am so excited. I'm so honored to have this award. Oh my gosh, I've never been nominated for anything in life before, but I'm excited about this, and I'm very, very, I'm looking forward to this. So come, whether I win or whether I lose, this is going to be a great experience for me. And I'll make sure that I try to make sure I live stream some of it, or at least, get some pictures. And then I'll probably have a show afterwards and probably describe the experience, and, you know, and probably, and, say some good things about say some good things about the host and things of that nature. But that's in October. Also, we're going to, during the holiday season, we are gonna do what we did last year. Um, we are gonna sponsor some families for the holiday season. Um, so we're gonna get that moving here pretty soon. How many families are we sponsoring this year, Coco?
Each host, 2 families.
Okay, so each host is going to sponsor 2 families. There will be more. We'll make sure we have more details, and as it gets closer to that. But we'll make sure we keep those who are interested to keep your eyes and your ears on the ground for that. So when we did it last year, and a
5.
we got a phenomenal feedback and phenomenal response from that, and we were able to help the families that
Yeah.
we targeted. And
We actually helped more than what we targeted
really,
last year. Last year we was only supposed to help 3. We helped 5 last year.
oh wow, so okay,
Yeah.
that's what's up. That's so we helped more than what we targeted. And me personally, always feel it's a good thing to always give back to our communities that, and the communities that we're in. Good thing to do,
Yep.
and it's also the godly thing to do to help the churchy or preachy here. But I mean, it's just a human thing to do. So keep your eyes and your ears open for that. And
Yep.
not only are we going to be celebrating our 2 year anniversary, we're also going to be introducing some new hosts. So
Yep.
some of y'all know who they are, but the rest of y'all who don't, well, it's a surprise. So keep your eyes and ears open for that. Anything you guys have going on in September, Coco?
In September, um, yeah. So we are doing something for my birthday in September. Um, also
Happy birthday.
our
Well,
first,
geez.
our yes,
Happy,
my
happy
birthday in
birthday.
September. And then we're having our
Ooh-wee.
first guest on September the 8th, which is the night that I told you we are having the 12-year-old on, who is going to be phenomenal.
Oh,
She comes on for you guys to be up and talk to her. I just want you guys to come on and encourage her. You know what I mean? Because that's what this show is all about, to encourage her to continue to live out her dreams and to go for her endeavors, because she is, not only is she talented musically, but she is super smart. She has been straight A for like years. Her GPA is out of this world at 12. So,
Oh man.
like, yeah. So she's very, very smart, very talented, and I just want you guys to come on and wish her well and encourage her along with me. And I want to spotlight her. Or so she'll be the first guest that we'll have in September.
Tune in for that, man. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be great, y'all. It's gonna be great. And the last but not least, last announcement that I'm gonna have. So, um, as I stated, the last couple of weeks, I am. Well, let's see. How can I say this? Well, no, I'm gonna say it. So, I am I almost have my I almost have my cast filled for this script that I've written. All the female actors have been all the female actors roles have been filled. Now I need to get some of these male actors roles filled. If you
Yay for you.
are interested, if you I mean and I just want to let you guys know that this is just a reading. So it's not you're not so you're reading a part, but it's not but you're not and you couldn't if there is a possibility that you could be auditioning for a role, but right now this is just a reading. So if you are interested, and I know I said that wrong, and if you are interested, I don't know whether if it I don't know if that's the right word or not. I don't know. Jesus Christ, me and words today. Me and words today, y'all. I'm all over the place. So I do apologize for being scatterbrained right now. If you are interested, potato, potato, tomato, tomato, whatever. If you are
Okay.
interested, shoot me an email, and I'm gonna put the email in the
The
chat.
email will be in the chat.
So if you if you are interested, shoot me an email in the chat. I will send you a copy of the script along with a non-disclosure agreement. Yes, I have a non-disclosure agreement. So, and just take a look at it. Tell me which part you want to read. Currently, I'm looking for males to fill the main character and the secondary character. And there's some tertiary characters that I need to have filled, which are males. So please shoot me an email at the email that's in the chat. I would love to, I'd love to talk to you guys about that and let's get this thing going. But other than that, guys, I don't have any more announcements. Oh, you know what? Yeah, thank you for telling me that, Coach V. Yeah, let me get that website. Oh my gosh, thank you because me and my scatterbrain is right now. I'm grabbing the website right now so you guys can vote because you guys can continue
Yes,
to
so
vote.
y'all still
Man,
got time to
me and
vote
my
for him.
scatterbrain is right now.
So you still have time to
Yep,
vote
there's
for
still
him.
time.
While he's doing that, y'all know I gotta do our nightly going off motto. So we love y'all to life. There's nothing that you can do about it. Live every day on purpose and make it count. All right. So once he puts that in there, that'll be it for the night. But we thank y'all for joining us. Be back with us tomorrow night. I promise you, you won't be disappointed.
Oh yeah, y'all ain't gonna be disappointed because like I said, she gonna say what she gonna say, and it's gonna be with a smile on her face. Ain't nothing y'all gonna be able to do about that.
Always.
So she gonna say what she gonna say, and it's gonna be good. You might not like it, but you gonna love it.
Love you too.
You gonna love it, and you gonna love it,
Thank
and you
you,
gonna love
Coach,
it.
for coming on.
Thank you, Coach Fee, for coming on. I'm so appreciative of you. You brought so much to the show to the show today tonight. And Coco, I don't gotta say nothing about you. You always bringing it. So I ain't gotta say nothing about you.
Well, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
And I am almost done with this web address, y'all.
It is kind of long, y'all, so y'all got
It
to get a little bit of
it
time.
it is long. I swear.
But make sure you read it correctly when it opens up. Because when it opens up, it's going to look funny to y'all. So I'm just tell you
Yes.
that now.
Yep.
So when you go in and you actually check the box next to his name At the top of that, you got to check another box and add your name.
Mhm.
All right,
Yep.
to say that you voted for him.
Yep.
Just so you got the instruction.
Right.
And there it is. So, like Coco said, we love y'all to life. And there's not a damn thing you can do about that. But I also want you guys to be safe, take care of each other, and please love on each other until tomorrow night. Y'all be good, y'all be safe, and we will see y'all again tomorrow night right here on Trailblazers Radio. Be good, y'all. Peace.